I'm soaking through and through. And then you handed me a towel, and all I see is you. And even if my house falls down now, I wouldn't have a clue, because you're near me.
This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester. Transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Coopers Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James. Serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Tuesday, April 29, 2025. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness congratulates Canada's Mark Carney and TNT's Kamla Prasad-Basesa on election victory. JCF to maintain public order at JFJ protest later on Tuesday. Education Minister expresses shock that some teachers don't fully understand the intricacies of a JTC bill. In regional news, opposition party wins Trinidad and Tobago election. In international news, Mark Carney's Liberal Party claims election victory in Canada. In sports, the Jamaica Titans will be back in action in the West Indies Breakout T20 League on Tuesday. And in business, DHL lifts suspension on U.S. deliveries worth more than $800. The details after the break.
Every tap brings you closer to winnings with NCB ePOS. Start accepting card payments on your mobile device for a chance to win a $200,000 cash prize, a business consultancy, and a digital marketing package. Plus, the merchant with the most transactions each month wins a $100,000 cash prize. From April 4 to July 25, 2025, every tap increases your chances to win. Visit jncb.com/everytapcounts to sign up today. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Catch the first news of the day, a comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has congratulated Mark Carney for leading Canada's Liberal Party to victory in Monday's federal elections. The Liberals are projected to grab the majority of the 343 seats in the Canadian Parliament. In a congratulatory letter, Dr. Holness said Carney's victory was a testament to the confidence reposed in him by the people of Canada to lead the country through multifaceted challenges arising from geopolitical tensions, among other issues. Dr. Holness says he's confident that Carney's leadership will unite and build consensus. He also notes that Jamaica anticipates continued close bilateral relationship with Canada. Dr. Holness has also extended congratulations to Prime Minister-elect of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamla Prasad-Basesa. Prasad-Basesa's United National Congress won Monday's general election. In a congratulatory letter, Dr. Holness highlighted the strong and enduring friendship between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. Dr. Holness noted that the mandate of the new administration presents an important opportunity for strengthened cooperation. He sought to reaffirm Jamaica's commitment commitment to working closely with Prime Minister Prasad Besesa's administration to promote prosperity, security and progress for both nations and the wider Caribbean family. Assistant Commissioner of Police Michael Phipps says the police will be maintaining public order and safety at a protest organized by human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice JFJ at the Halfway Tree Transport Center this afternoon. JFJ says the event, dubbed End Police Violence Protest, is in response to concern among citizens about the alarming rise in the number of police fatal shootings. JFJ is urging Jamaicans to wear black in support of their action. ACP Phipps is head of the Police Area 4 Division.
Our information is suggesting that somewhere around 60 protesters with possible participation from members of the public, human rights supporters, and media representatives will stage a peaceful protest scheduled for 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. We, the JCF, do appreciate the need to ensure that public order is maintained while safeguarding the rights and safety of all. The protest will take place in a high traffic, commercial and transportation. As such, appropriate security and crowd control measures will be implemented to ensure the safety of the public, participants and business operators, and to minimize disruption to regular activities.
According to data from the Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom, 106 Jamaicans have been fatally shot by the security forces in alleged confrontations since the start of the year. That's an increase of well over 100% compared to the corresponding period last year. ACP Phipps is urging members of the public who will be participating in the protest to abide by the law.
Generally, the intention of the High Command is to really ensure the maintenance of law and order, prevent breaches of the Public Order Act, secure public safety and reassure law-abiding citizens, ensure that public thoroughfare remains open and unobstructed, and that, of course, we will seek to uphold the human rights of all individuals. We are expecting the protesters to be peaceful and that this will not go beyond 3 p.m. We expect no undue noise, nuisance, or other disruption to traffic flow or breaches of the Road Traffic Act or any other applicable laws.
ACP Michael Phipps, head of the Area 4 Police Division. Meanwhile, Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice JFJ Michael Jackson is calling on Government Senator Marlon Morgan to refrain from making statements that could cause a divide among the public over the issue of police accountability. She made the statement in response to the Senator's call for Jamaicans to wear blue today, Tuesday, in support of the police.
While the JCF and its members are not above criticism, at a time when Jamaica is registering historic and welcomed reductions in murders and other major crimes, the interest of the country will be better served by constructively criticizing the police instead of tearing them down. I am urging well-thinking and law-abiding Jamaicans to rally behind the police and motivate them by wearing blue on Tuesday, April 29. At the same time, I'm imploring the public to shun actions and utterances that may serve to demoralize and demotivate our policemen and women.
Marlon Morgan, government senator. But Ms. Jackson says his call risks polarizing a national issue. She says Senator Morgan's call frames the protest as a choice between supporting law enforcement and advocating for reform. She says that stance may sideline reasonable demands for police transparency, such as body-worn cameras, which could enhance trust for both the public and the JCF. According to Ms. Jackson, rather than fostering constructive dialogue, Senator Morgan's approach may hinder progress on accountability. She's questioning the capacity in which Senator Morgan was speaking when making his call. She also questioned whether Senator Morgan's call reflects the government's position or whether it was a personal or party-driven initiative. Education Minister Dr. Dana Morse-Dixon says she is shocked that there are teachers who still don't fully understand the intricacies of the Jamaica Teaching Council JTC bill. The long-awaited bill was passed in the Senate on Friday. On Sunday, the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, held a Zoom meeting with the teachers to discuss a number of issues, including the JTC bill. Surprisingly, a number of teachers on the platform seemed unaware of the basis for the new legislation. Shaloy Smikle reports.
Among the concerns expressed by the teachers were whether the bill would affect negotiations over allowances and salaries. Others questioned whether the bill will penalize those who were trained in a particular specialty but have not been teaching the subject. There were also questions about if pre-trained teachers will still be able to teach once the bill is passed. One teacher in particular asked if the JTA can file an injunction to stop the progress of the bill until all the concerns are addressed. Another chimed in, noting that the bill will not improve the country's education system. Speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Monday, Minister Maurice Dixon notes that feedback from the JTA was heavily incorporated in the crafting of the JTC bill.
Everybody was a part of this. The JTA and their committee, they presented to the Joint Select Committee and they said what the teachers wanted and so on, and those were incorporated in the bill. If you look even at the board for the JTC, there are 31 members of that board, which I think is crazy. But that came out of a lot of lobbying by the JTA to have their members there. So if you read the bill, the members of the board, 6 of them are appointed by the union that represents the majority of teachers. So it's a little bit surprising that they haven't done the work with their membership to keep them up to date on what they're saying with us. When I did the opening of the debate, the JTA president was there with me in the Senate.
Another educator in the meeting outrightly labeled the bill as an indirect form of taxation for teachers. Minister Maurice Dixon rejected the claim. She says the bill is solely centered around raising the standards of teaching in the education sector.
I don't see anything in this bill that amounts to a tax. And I have been through this bill multiple times. I piloted it through the Senate. I was a teacher before, and I would never be putting through a bill that would disadvantage any teacher. The bill is very clear. It is about professionalizing the profession of teaching. We're saying you can't just get up and say that you're a teacher. You have to be trained and you need to be licensed. And we all know in Jamaica, we've all said it, that one of the key problems plaguing our country is the outcomes of our children. And in order for us to fix that, we're going to have to increase our standards in relation to the teaching profession.
A planned protest at the JTA headquarters on Church Street in Kingston on Monday, in protest against the bill, did not materialize. Shaloy Smikle for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, JTA President Dr. Mark Smith says some teachers have failed to keep themselves informed about the bill due to the protracted nature of consultations. The bill has been in the works for 20 years and is now being handled by a 6th Minister of Education across that period.
The truth is, it has had an incredibly long gestation period, as you rightly put it, over 2 decades. And you can imagine many teachers have come and gone. There's approximately 25,000 public teachers, just under. And so it is quite believable that there may be many who have not kept engaged with the process, and they may have just heard about, some of the contents of the bill. As you know, social media has a way of engaging people in activism, and so I suspect that this is part of what you would have heard in our meeting.
And Dr. Mark Smith, the president of the JTA, he was also speaking on Monday on Nationwide at 5. Opposition spokesman on agriculture Dr. Dayton Campbell is expressing concern over the government's policy on irrigation. Dr. Campbell highlighted the Parnassus Agro Park commissioned in Clarendon last week as an example of what he's described as the government's failure to properly use the country's arable lands.
The opposition notes with concern that the recently opened Parnassus Agri-Park only brings about 400 hectares of land under irrigation, when Jamaica has over 120,000 hectares of arable land. Of the 1,950 hectares of land currently being used in agri-parks, only approximately 30% is under production, despite having the infrastructure in place. That is a clear sign of neglect by the JP-led administration, which has not prioritized agriculture, so much that they have been taking arable lands out of commission and using it for housing developments.
The Parnassus Agri-Park is a £17 million investment by the UK Caribbean Infrastructure Fund. 400 of the 700 acres at the facility are allotted specifically for small farmers. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness commissioned the irrigation system for the park last Wednesday. He says there's an urgent need to focus on local agriculture to combat inflation and improve food security. According to Dr. Campbell, the points now being expressed by the Prime Minister have long been raised by the opposition.
The irony of that very point, now being echoed by the Prime Minister, have long been raised by the opposition and dismissed by the Minister of Agriculture. For years, the opposition has been calling for investment in local food production as a strategy to reduce our import bill, lower inflation, and provide Jamaicans with more nutritious meals. Under the current JLP administration, Jamaica's reliance on food imports has worsened. The food import bill has ballooned from US $834 million in 2016 to US $1.44 billion, accounting for a 70% increase. This is not only due to inflation, but also a significant rise in the tonnage of food imported from 830 million kilograms to 1.4 billion kilograms.
Dr. Dayton Campbell, General Secretary of the PNP and Opposition Spokesperson on Agriculture. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Upgrade your home or business with Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Explore our range of termite-resistant plywood, quartz, solid surface, and granite. Experience timeless elegance with our cedar doors, crafted from premium cedar stock, kiln-dried for durability and beauty. For quality and craftsmanship, visit us at the Trade Center Kingston 10 or Hatfield Mandeville. Call 876-963-0628 to 30. Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Transform your space today.
In regional and international news this morning, regional news in Guyana. Pathologists have concluded that 11-year-old Adriana Young died by drowning. Adriana's body was mysteriously found in a hotel swimming pool on April 24, a day after she went missing. She was initially sent by her grandmother to seek a pool pass but did not return. Her death has sparked a series of protests after the police claimed the child had left the premises in an identifiable car. An autopsy, which was conducted by international forensic experts, was done on Monday. It revealed no signs of sexual assault or evidence of broken bones or fractures. The autopsy also confirmed that the marks observed on her body were consistent with those typically seen in drowning victims. However, Adriana's father, Sir Brian Young, says he's not accepting the results. Pathologists said further tests will be conducted to determine the fluids found in her body. Also in regional news this morning, leader of Trinidad and Tobago's United National Congress, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, is set to make history as the country's second female prime minister. Persad-Bissessar's UNC won more than half the seats in the House of Representatives in Monday's general election. The 73-year-old declared victory to mammoth cheers from a sea of supporters clad in yellow at the party's Stragana's headquarters. The incumbent centre-left People's National Movement quickly conceded defeat. The UNC retained its 19 seats and also won marginally additional East West Card and San Fernando West seats held by the PNM. She has also welcomed the Tobago People's Party led by Tobago House of Assembly Chairman Farley Augustine, which won the 2 Tobago seats held by the PNM. The UNC and TPP will now share the government in Parliament, while the PNM enters opposition, making it 3 parties in Parliament. International, Mark Carney's Liberal Party won Canada's federal election on Monday, capping a stunning turnaround in fortunes fueled by U.S. President Donald Trump's annexation threats and trade war. After polls closed, the Liberals were projected to win more of Parliament's 343 seats than the Conservatives. It wasn't immediately clear, though, if they would win an outright majority, at least 172, or would need to rely on one of the smaller parties to pass legislation. The Liberals looked headed for a crushing defeat until Trump started attacking Canada's economy and threatening its sovereignty, suggesting it should become the 51st U.S. state. Trump's actions infuriated Canadians and stoked a surge in nationalism that helped the Liberals flip the election narrative and win a 4th straight term in power. In a victory speech before supporters in Ottawa, Carney stressed the importance of Canadian unity in the face of Washington's threats. He also said the mutually beneficial system Canada and the U.S. had shared since World War II had ended. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Gun violence must stop. It needs to stop. Be the change, not the chain. Let's end gun violence now. Let's all live good.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Experience togetherness this Easter, embarking on a one-of-a-kind adults-only retreat in a world where swaying palms meet endless sunsets. All-inclusive indulgence awaits here at Hideaway at Royalton Blue Waters. Tap into an all-in luxury vacation experience when you book between April 1 to 30. Contact us. Dial 876-632-7401. That's 876-632-7401. Speak to your local sales agent today.
Dog! Not a dog, not there for hole.
The workman them do a good job with the house though.
I can't complain. I just a look a little smiles now for wire it.
Go talk to C&WJ Credit Union. Them have a house wiring loan of up to $150,000 for wire your house. So you can get power from JPS.
That's right. Get up to $150,000 and 3 years to repay with a C&WJ Credit Union house wiring loan. C&WJ Credit Union. Discover the benefits of belonging.
Time now for your morning sports. Jamaica Titans will be back in action in the West Indies Breakout T20 League on Tuesday when they face Guyana Rainforest Rangers at the Brian Lara Stadium in Trinidad and Tobago. This will be the Titans' second game at the tournament, following their 6-wicket defeat to Leeward Islands Thunder last Saturday. In the second game on Tuesday, Barbados Pelicans will square off with Windward Islands Infernos. The Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze competition is set to run from May 1 to 11 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The tournament will feature 16 games with Jamaica, Barbados, the Leeward Islands, the Windward Islands, Guyana, and Trinidad and Tobago taking part. The teams will engage each other once in a round-robin format with 6 points for a win and 3 points for a no result. The top 2 teams after the preliminary games will contest the final. Rashada Williams will captain Jamaica when they open their campaign on May 1 against the Windward Islands. The European Champions League will enter its semi-final stage on Tuesday. English Premier League campaigners Arsenal will welcome French champions PSG to the Emirates Stadium in London for their first leg encounter starting at 2 p.m. Jamaica time. The teams met in the group stages late last year, with Arsenal winning 2-0 in London. Meanwhile, the first leg of the other semi-final will be played on Wednesday, with Inter Milan of Italy visiting Spain to face Barcelona. The second legs in both ties will be played next week. Finally, in your morning sports, Cleveland Cavaliers wrapped up their Eastern Conference NBA playoff series against Miami Heat after winning Game 4, 138-83 in Cleveland on Monday night. Donovan Mitchell bagged 22 points for Cleveland, who swept the best-of-7 series 4-0. Meanwhile, Golden State Warriors moved into a 3-1 lead over Houston Rockets in their Western Conference series, thanks to a 109-106 victory also on Monday. And that's it for your morning sports.
New KFC saucy wings. Attention all wings lovers. KFC saucy wings with 2 new flavors. Mango habanero and buffalo. Spicy. KFC we have saucy wings. Delicious. Spicy the best. So a new KFC saucy wings crush the rest. Nobody does wings like KFC. New saucy wings is for me.
New KFC saucy wings. Delicious, hot, and spicy wings tossed in savory mango habanero or buffalo sauce. Wings that will crunch the rest. New KFC saucy wings. It's finger licking good.
In business this morning, a top White House official says President Donald Trump is set to take action to ease the impact of his tariffs on U.S. car makers. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, in a statement provided to Reuters, said this deal is a major victory for the president's trade policy by rewarding companies who manufacture domestically. The president will announce measures to reduce some import duties on parts from abroad that are used in vehicles manufactured in the U.S. In addition, while cars made outside the country will still be subject to automotive tariffs, they will not be hit with further levies like those on steel and aluminium products. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. Trump is due to hold a rally in Michigan on Tuesday to mark his first 100 days in office. The state is home to the so-called Detroit Three car makers, Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis, and a network of more than 1,000 major suppliers to the industry. Trump has put tariffs at the center of his economic plans, describing it as the most beautiful word in the dictionary. DHL has lifted a suspension it had imposed on deliveries worth more than $800 to the United States after negotiating adjustments to customs rules. Earlier this month, the delivery giant said it had stopped such shipments to U.S. shoppers until further notice due to a significant increase in red tape from President Donald Trump's tariff policies. However, DHL has now lifted the suspension after constructive dialogue between the delivery industry and the U.S. government. A DHL spokesperson said it values this positive development and the support of the federal government in making these changes. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Commerce have been approached for comment. DHL's reversal is the latest development in the ongoing tussle between businesses and the White House over U.S. tariff policies. Previously, packages worth up to $2,500 could enter the U.S. with minimal paperwork, but due to tighter customs checks that came into force alongside the tariffs earlier this month, the threshold had been lowered. Now, DHL said last week the change had caused a surge in formal customs clearances, which it is handling around the clock. And in foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar has lost 17 cents and will open trading today, selling for an average $159.28 against the benchmark U.S. dollar. The Jamaican dollar has gained $1.80 and will open trading today, selling for an average $115.13 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican has lost 59 cents and will open trading this morning, selling for an average $211.50 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:28.
Switch to your JUTC Smart Fare Card by May 31, 2025. The temperature brought to you by JUTC Smart Fare Card. Transforming your daily commute with smarter, easier, and more reliable travel is
25 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, also 25 out west in Montego Bay, and in Mandeville, 21 degrees Celsius.
Ready to transform or touch up your space? Fleetwood Jamaica has what you need to get the job done right. From sturdy paintbrushes and rollers to wall fillers, buckets, mops, and hoses, Fleetwood's got products that are made for every Jamaican home. It's time to fix up with Fleetwood and see the difference quality makes. Available island-wide.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
You ever get bun yet? The bun was sweet so much you can't resist. Me not talk about heartbreak. Me not talk about the bun with full of spice, raisin, and the perfect glaze. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. This is the bun where everybody need this Easter. If you don't get bun, you not live life right. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. Get the best type of bun from the right people. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. The bun you have to get with love in every bite. Available in select supermarkets.
Have you ever been to a store and felt right at home? The minute you entered, you knew that's where you were meant to be. Picture it. The dedicated warm staff greet you with a smile, show exceptional professionalism, and still make you feel like family. Everything is catered to you. You know you're getting the best because to them, you're the best. That's the New Walters Pharmacy, 18 High Street, Black River. Call 965-2264 or 476-3939. The New Walters Pharmacy.
Pharmacy, everything exceptional.
Man to man is so unjust. Children, you don't know who to trust. Your worst enemy could be your best friend, and your best friend, your worst enemy. Some will eat and drink with you, then behind them will hate you, pretend they love you now. Then behind they try to eliminate you. But who jobless? No one curse. Thank God we're past the worst. Hypocrites and parasites will go up and take a bite. And if your night should turn to day, a lot of people would run away. And who just stop it? Let them wear it. Ooh, let them wear it. I take a down, I throw me gun. I take a down, I call no foul. I take a down, I cup, cup, cup. Yeah, yeah. Cup, cup, cup. Some will eat and drink with you. Then behind them sus upon you, yeah. And if night should turn to day now, a lot of people would run away. And who the captain? Let them wear it. Ooh, the cap fit. Let them wear it. Throw me gun. Me no call no foul. I beg in cup, cup, cup. Clap, clap, clap. I beg a cup, cup, cup.
And when they say go get a lawyer, you say, I am a lawyer.
If you know, you know.
What a condition!
What a condition indeed. If you know, you know. Okay? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. You're tuned in to Nationwide this morning. NTM, thank you so much for coming on over and joining us this Tuesday morning. What a Tuesday it is shaping up to be.
Before you say your name,
Yeah.
What did a certain person call it in the news group this morning? You saw that?
I did.
National Kerfuffle
Day.
Day.
And I'm saying that is so fitting, George. That is so fitting. The chaos and the contending views will be out on display today. Well, they're already in the chat. Yeah, from I came on air to read the news, minimize my screen. I was paying attention to the chat at points, and it's all there already. So we're going to see how that one plays out today. Good morning to you, Robert McKenzie. Troublemaker number 2 in the chat. Leroy Rutty's absent. So,
by the way, what colors are you wearing today?
I am in, I think this is brown.
Yeah.
And it has some white
Yeah.
and black.
Yeah. So I'm doing charcoal gray and green.
And green.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not wearing any dominant colors.
Neutral.
No.
We are journalists.
Yeah, so sticking to my practitioner duties, but the issue is what is on my mind this morning. I do have some thoughts on the matter. So as we're saying later on today, human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, and others dressed in black will take to the Halfway Tree Transport Center to begin their End Police Violence protest. For weeks, of course, the group has been encouraging Jamaicans to join their cause as they reiterate at every opportunity a concern with the number of fatal shootings so far this year. In one of its latest statements last week, JFJ said, "Now more than ever, Jamaicans must remain vigilant to confront what the group is describing as an escalating crisis of fatal shootings by the security forces." It said the people killed by the police aren't just mere numbers. JFJ says they represent lives lost and families shattered. In another statement, JFJ said the increase in fatal shootings represented an unacceptable and troubling trend that threatens Jamaica's democratic principles and human rights advancements. It said if the present trend persists, Jamaica risks regressing to the dark days before the establishment of INDECOM, when accountability for the security forces' actions was virtually non-existent. It said the progress made in the past decade in holding law enforcement accountable and protecting human rights is at serious risk. But I say in an environment, George and listeners, where there is a 37% reduction in murders, a significant improvement as well in strategic policing, some Jamaicans are looking on and asking, what crisis is JFJ talking about? And JFJ today is also facing an uphill climb with its message, because JFJ's message has sometimes taken on this sweeping posture that communicates as if all fatal shootings committed were against hardworking men or civilians who did not fire at the police. And many Jamaicans are not convinced that this is the case. A wise colleague here at Nationwide said advocacy has to be tempered by reality. And this is where JFJ has lost some brownie points, I believe, George, which has limited a greater buy-in from Jamaicans regarding its advocacy. The reality is that some of the cases do have conflicting accounts. The reality is also that all the cases do not have conflicting accounts. Many ask how many of the 106 now cases has JFJ identified that have conflicting accounts, and shouldn't that inform whether the group should be communicating to the nation that there is a crisis? Again, advocacy tempered by reality. I believe more people would listen if the advocacy highlighted those problematic cases and the gaps in the accounts given by the police. Now, while I've said that, there are accountability layers in the system in the form of IPROB and INDECOM. I do agree with the JFJ that another layer of accountability through the body-worn cameras could assist greatly with helping to determine what happened in problematic cases. Footage captured would perhaps help to give that third account after the he said, she said is done by the police and witnesses. Within the context of cases of conflicting accounts, JFJ saying the footage from a camera could tell whether a policeman or woman acted lawfully or not. This it also sees as a layer that could help INDECOM get its cases over the evidentiary threshold to make them more viable for the court of law. This is one thing JFJ is advocating for today. And I don't think that aspect of their advocacy should be silenced. It should be supported. The group is also advocating for personnel to be properly identified on duty, especially in cases where their faces are hidden behind, for example, balaclavas. I don't think that aspect of their advocacy should be silenced. It should be supported. I also stand firmly on the principle that one unjustifiable fatal shooting is one too many. However, in speaking on these matters, we must be careful not to paint a picture of the police that may no longer exist. Certainly for a lot of people, the picture they see is a force that is becoming more proactive and professional, a force that is led well and is bringing murders down, a force that has zoomed in on high-target violence producers and is using technology to find them. It's clear that sometimes when they find them, the surrender is not forthcoming, and you know what happens in those cases. This transitioning policing has earned the JCF greater support that may result today, George, in counter-protests in Halfway Tree. Right across social media, citizens are being told to wear blue today in solidarity with the police. At least one corporate entity, I've seen one, heard one, Fontana,
And it's not a little one, big one.
It's a big one. Encouraging their staff as there to wear blue today as well in solidarity with the police, saying as an organization too, as a company, that it stands in solidarity with the police. What I'd say is let views contend without violence. For example, I heard Mikkel saying last evening that, yes, herself as well as other members of JFJ, they have faced threats. I think that is absolutely unacceptable.
Yes.
We shouldn't be calling JFJ and its executive director and threatening them or saying certain vitriolic things against them. We attack the argument, dissect the argument, give our opinions and perspectives on that, not attack the people who are giving their perspective on certain things. And in our free and democratic society, JFJ should be allowed to conduct its peaceful protest under the watchful eyes of the police, who will be on the scene to serve and protect. And for those who may counter-protest, do so peacefully too, similarly under the watchful eyes of the police, who will serve and protect. There is room, again, for all views to contend peacefully today, George, whether persons are standing with those in black or you're standing with those in blue. I'm not sure how you see it, perhaps similarly. But, yeah, there's no need to attack JFJ and its members or other civil society groups or the family members or witnesses who may be among the crowd today who come out to support and come out to have their voices heard. The conflicting accounts rather that they may have on an incident having to do with their family or friends. Allow them to be in the space and say what they have to say. Yeah, you dissect what they say, but you don't attack them. Yeah.
I think this thing has gotten... I don't think that when they conceptualized this day of protest, that they thought it would have gotten so much attention, so big. Everybody's been talking about this thing. Yeah?
I was saying the same thing last evening. Yeah. I can't recall... the point I was making to somebody was the last time I saw a protest get this much traction was an anti-vax protest in 2020.
See it?
Yeah, in downtown Kingston. So this one today, I hear the police saying that about 60 people may show up with JFJ, maybe more. They're also planning if there are counter-protests out there as well. Just allow both to happen without anybody attacking anybody. All views contend and let the day go incident-free.
And we report for you, Robian should be there, so tune into Nationwide for the best coverage.
Yeah.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:46.
Unlock your dream home with a mortgage loan from JPS and Partners. Up to $40 million per couple, plus your NHT benefits. Conditions apply. The temperature, compliments of JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 21 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Yo, my boss.
Yo,
my general. Yo, my king.
Yeah.
The new BK Mega Stacker. Come for run everything. Choose your style. Double, triple, or quad stack. Juicy grilled beef. Plus crispy bacon, some stark-rific sauce, and layers of melted cheese. So if you think you can angle it, stackify yourself today. Order the BK Mega Stacker and have it your way. The new BK Mega Stacker. Built for satisfaction. Limited time. Only at Burger King.
Hop into action this Easter with a loan from Chris and Charles. Borrow $575,000 or more with payments starting at just $12,595. Whether you're renovating, consolidating debt, or investing in your future, we've got you covered with fast processing, unbeatable rates, and exceptional service. Better hurry. Just like Easter buns, this offer won't last. Call 876-926-0609 or visit chrisandcharles.com today. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Every day, we use our feet to walk, run, and take us to amazing places. But your feet can do something even more amazing. A simple step can change a life. Join Guardian Group's Shine 5K Night Run, formerly the Keep It Alive 5K, and make us try to support the Noel Holmes Hospital, the Bustamante Hospital for Children, and Project STAR. Saturday, May 10 in Kingston and Saturday, May 24 in Montego Bay. New name, but same epic vibe. Register today at run2shineja.com or runningeventsja.com and see you at Shine 2025.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Be part of something meaningful. The third annual Stories to Create charity golf tournament tees off July 19 at the Constant Spring Golf Course, and we're inviting title sponsors and presenting sponsors to help us drive impact. This high-energy event supports EHAS Inc. and its mission to empower youth through storytelling, mentorship, and education. With media coverage, brand visibility, and community goodwill, this is more than just sponsorship. It's partnership with purpose. Secure your sponsorship today. Contact EHAS Inc. at 876-836-3014 and let's create a story worth telling.
Time of a Street Smarts one with Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning, George. Morning, Connor. Morning, everyone there. The studios and listeners traveling public or transporters. It's a bright and sunny morning. Yes, a little bit different from yesterday. I figured a lot of people were jaded because of the hours they spent in the carnival festivity. But it's much different today. I can tell you the major areas where you're going to find traffic. If you're coming from the 3 miles area all the way up to the Half a Tree via Hagley Park Road, once you leave that intersection of Woodglen Hagley, it's going to be bumper-to-bumper traffic. And this traffic takes you into Half a Tree Square because Eastwood Park Road also from coming from Maxfield Avenue onto Eastwood Park, and this is northbound, by the way. To get onto South Order, you're going to have a challenge, and this challenge even you're going to also have traffic along Constantine Road. That means the traffic coming southbound along Constantine Road, going past the major malls, it's going to carry traffic there. So once you come to that intersection, Southernmere Avenue, South Oden Avenue, and Constantine, you're going to have traffic. And it goes all the way down to Avenue, by the way. And I should also say, Reddy's Road is not moving too bad. There are gaps along Reddy's Road coming from as far as in the vicinity of Elizabeth Avenue coming down, and also Boulevard, but you're going to have bumper-to-bumper traffic at Dunrobin. And if you're anywhere in the Shortwood Road area, coming onto Constantine Road, you're going to have a little bit of traffic there. Waterloo Road, upper is moving, but when you get further down to Waterloo Road, you're going to have a steady flow of traffic heading across the Trafalgar. So there we go, a first report on the bright and sunny conditions. Back to you, George, in the studio.
What a challenge. Thank you, Lolo. There is Street Smarts one. Oh, the word of the day today is kerfuffle.
Well, dictionary.com's word of the day is spelt USURP. USURP.
Usurp. Usurp. Usurp.
Usurp is your word of the day. Usurp, spelt again, USURP. Dictionary.com is telling us that the word means to seize and hold, like a position, an office, or power by force or without legal right. Usurp, to seize and hold by force without legal right. And dictionary.com is telling us that the word usurp is a very old word. It was first recorded between 1275 and 1325. First recorded between 1275 and 1325. Usurp. To use usurp in a sentence in the U.S. two-party system, it has swallowed one of the two existing parties, usurping the role of conservatism and exploiting traditional party loyalties. Usurp is your word of the day.
A word usually associated with like the leader of an invading army who sweeps through the kingdom, kills the king, sits on the throne. So you'll say a usurper is leading the court. Yeah. What a condition. So today, I hope that what are the benefits that can come from today? A better understanding between JFJ and the police is what I'm hoping for, because you've heard Dr. Kevin Blake say several times that it's frustrating to him that despite the conversations that he's had with JFJ and the information shared with them, they continue to have an almost adversarial stance as a matter of course, despite what they know. And it's frustrating to him, while JFJ say, well, Commissioner, your stated commitment to body-worn cameras is not matched by your action. And it doesn't matter what one says about where the process is with the procurement of the cameras. People just know are here. And I think today is a good day for the country, though, because we can have this thing signposted. We can have this thing advertised from so long that it's going to happen. And the national conversation is well and truly on about, where do you stand, and views contending peacefully. And it shows our maturity as a democracy. And I like that. Congratulations to Kamala Prasad Bissessar in TNT. Congratulations to Mark Carney and my brethren in TNT. I am very, very happy for you, sir. You know yourself. And good things, good times are coming.
The papaya is a tropical wonder packed with juicy sweetness and a 1-2 punch of vitamins A and C. Today on Food for Thought, we're diving into the power of papaya seeds. Those little black beads you've been chucking in the trash are actually nutritional gold. First off, let's talk about the unsung heroes lurking inside your favorite tropical fruit. While the juicy orange flesh gets all the love, the seeds quietly boast an impressive resume. Packed with protein, healthy fats, fiber, and antioxidants, papaya seeds aren't just a waste bin filler, they're your next health superfood. Papaya seeds are bursting with protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Antioxidants like flavonoids and polyphenols, check. Vitamins and minerals, double check. Think magnesium, phosphorus, and iron. Together, they boost immunity, fight inflammation, and support digestion. Sure, they're a little bitter, but so is coffee, and you're still drinking it, right? Here are some of the benefits. Digestive dynamo. Papaya seeds contain enzymes like papain that give your digestion a turbo boost. Wave goodbye to bloating and sluggishness. Parasite patrol. Got an uninvited guest in your gut? Papaya seeds house carpane, an alkaloid with a knack for eliminating intestinal parasites. An inflammation fighter. Inflammation is a villain behind many chronic diseases. Enter polyphenols and flavonoids, anti-inflammatory warriors that call papaya seeds home. Immune boosters. From warding off E. coli to fighting the flu, these seeds are a tiny but mighty force against bacteria and viruses. Kidney and heart heroes. Papaya seeds help detoxify the liver, protect the kidneys, and may even prevent kidney stones. Their fiber content lowers bad cholesterol, promoting a healthier heart. That's multitasking at its finest. Skin saving. Want glowing skin? These seeds are your secret weapon. Their antioxidants fight free radicals, delay aging, and promote clear, youthful skin. Beauty meets brains. As powerful as these seeds are, don't go overboard. Too much can lead to digestive discomfort, and certain people, like pregnant women, should steer clear entirely. So, How do you make these little wonders work for you? Start small. Add a sprinkle to your smoothies or salads, or grind them like pepper for an exotic twist. Next time you slice open a papaya, think twice before trashing the seeds. These tiny creatures are a nutritional powerhouse, ready to boost your health from the inside out. Start small, get creative in the kitchen, and unlock the full potential of this tropical fruit. That's it for Food for Thought. Until next time.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Ever wonder if you smell? Self-conscious about the way you smell? Tempted to smell yourself in public? I'm Tana, and today on Lifestyle Pages, I'll give you a few tips on how to control your body odor. Take care of your personal hygiene and it will take care of you. Keep yourself squeaky clean. Shower at least once per day. This will wash away any body odor causing bacteria that may harbor on your skin. Use antibacterial soap. This will assist in reducing bacteria on the skin, hence reducing your body odor. When you go shopping for soaps, make sure to look for the word antibacterial on the packaging. Dry skin thoroughly. Don't only use the wash rag on your skin. Use a dry towel as well. If the skin is dry, then it's less likely to cause bacteria multiplying. You might also want to change your deodorant. Choose one that has antiperspirants on the label. This will help keep sweat away. Change your clothes regularly. It is recommended to wear cotton fiber clothes because this allows your skin to breathe, keeping you drier and odor-free. Lastly, drink plenty of water. I'm Tana, and those were your Lifestyle Pages today.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Jamaica, let's make road safety a priority. Slow down, stay focused. Remember, every life matters. The time brought to you by the JIS is...
News time, 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston Normal Bay. The temperature by National Supply is...
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 21 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 today, Tuesday, April 29, 2025, Prime Minister Andrew Holness congratulates Canada's Mark Carney and the TNT's Kamla Prasad-Bissessar on election victories. JCF urges public to maintain public order at JFJ protest scheduled for later on Tuesday. Education Minister expresses shock that some teachers still don't fully understand the JTC bill. And in international news, Mark Carney's Liberals win the election in Canada.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has congratulated Mark Carney for leading Canada's Liberal Party to victory in Monday's federal elections. The Liberals are set to grab the majority of the 343 seats in the Canadian Parliament. In a congratulatory letter, Dr. Holness said Carney's victory was testament to the confidence reposed in him by the people of Canada to lead the country through multifaceted challenges arising from geopolitical tensions, among other issues. Dr. Holness says he's confident that Carney's leadership will unite and build consensus. He also notes that Jamaica anticipates continued close bilateral relationships with Canada. Dr. Holness has also extended congratulations to Prime Minister-elect of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamla Prasad-Bissessar. Prasad-Bissessar's United National Congress won Monday's general election. In a congratulatory letter, Dr. Holness highlighted the strong and enduring friendship between Jamaica and TNT. He noted that the mandate of the new administration presents an important opportunity for strengthened cooperation. He sought to reaffirm Jamaica's commitment to working closely with Prime Minister Prasad-Bissessar's administration to promote prosperity, security, and progress for both nations and the wider Caribbean family. Assistant Commissioner of Police Michael Phipps says the police will be maintaining public order and safety at a protest organized by human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice at the Halfway Tree Transport Center in St. Andrew this afternoon. JFJ says the event, dubbed End Police Violence, is in response to concern about the alarming rise in the number of police fatal shootings. JFJ is urging Jamaicans to wear black in support of its action. ACP Phipps is head of the Police Area 4.
Our information is suggesting that somewhere around 60 protesters with possible participation from members of the public, human rights supporters, and media representatives will stage a peaceful protest scheduled for 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. We, the JCF, do appreciate the need to ensure that public order is maintained while safeguarding the rights and safety of all. The protest will take place in a high traffic, commercial, and transportation. As such, appropriate security and crowd control measures will be implemented to ensure the safety of the public, participants, and business operators, and to minimize disruption to regular activities.
According to data from the Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM, 106 Jamaicans have been fatally shot by the security forces in alleged confrontations since the start of the year. That's an increase of well over 100% compared to the corresponding period in 2024. ACP Phipps is urging members of the public who will be participating in the protest to abide by the law.
Generally, the intention of the High Command is to really ensure the maintenance of law and order, prevent breaches of the Public Order Act, secure public safety and reassure law-abiding citizens, ensure that public thoroughfare remains open and unobstructed, and that, of course, we will seek to uphold the human rights of all individuals. We are expecting the protesters to be peaceful and that this will not go beyond 3 p.m. We expect no undue noise nuisance or other disruption to traffic flow or breaches of the Road Traffic Act or any other applicable laws.
ACP Michael Phipps, head of the Police Area 4. Meanwhile, Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, Michael Jackson, is calling on Government Senator Marlon Morgan to refrain from making statements that could cause a divide among the public over the issue of police accountability. She made the statement in response to the Senator's call for Jamaicans to wear blue on this day, Tuesday, April 29, in support of the police.
While the JCF and its members are not above criticism, at a time when Jamaica is registering historic and welcomed reductions in murders and other major crimes, the interest of the country will be better served by constructively criticizing the police instead of tearing them down. I am urging well-thinking and law-abiding Jamaicans to rally behind the police and motivate them by wearing blue on Tuesday, April 29. At the same time, I'm imploring the public to shun actions and utterances that may serve to demoralize and demotivate our policemen and women.
Marlon Morgan, government senator. But Ms. Jackson says his call risks polarizing a national issue. She says Senator Morgan's call frames the protest as a choice between supporting law enforcement and advocating for reform. She says that stance may sideline reasonable demands for police transparency, such as body-worn cameras, which could enhance trust for both the public and the JCF. According to Ms. Jackson, rather than fostering constructive dialogue, Senator Morgan's approach may hinder progress on accountability. She's questioning the capacity in which Senator Morgan was speaking when he made his call. She also questioned whether his call reflects the government's position or whether it was a personal or party-driven initiative. Education Minister Dr. Dina Morris-Dixon says she's shocked that there are teachers who still don't fully understand the intricacies of the Jamaica Teaching Council JTC bill. The long-awaited bill was passed in the Senate last Friday. On Sunday, the Jamaica Teachers Association held a Zoom meeting with members to discuss several issues, including the JTC bill. Surprisingly, a number of the teachers on the platform seemed unaware of the basis for the new legislation. Shalois Michael reports.
Among the concerns expressed by the teachers were whether the bill would affect negotiations over allowances and salaries. Others questioned whether the bill will penalize those who were trained in a particular specialty but have not been teaching the subject. There were also questions about if pre-trained teachers will still be able to teach once the bill is passed. One teacher in particular asked if the JTA can file an injunction to stop the progress of the bill until all the concerns are addressed. Another chimed in, noting that the bill will not improve the country's education system. Speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Monday, Minister Maurice Dixon notes that feedback from the JTA was heavily incorporated in the crafting of the JTC bill.
Everybody was a part of this. The JTA and their committee, they presented to the Joint Select Committee and they said what the teachers wanted and so on, and those were incorporated in the bill. If you look even at the board for the JTC, there are 31 members of that board, which I think is crazy. But that came out of a lot of lobbying by the JTA to have their members there. So if you read the bill, the members of the board, 6 of them are appointed by the union that represents the majority of teachers. So it's a little bit surprising that they haven't done the work with their membership to keep them up to date on what they're saying with us. When I did the opening of the debate, the JTA president was there with me in the Senate.
Another educator in the meeting outrightly labeled the bill as an indirect form of taxation for teachers. Minister Maurice Dixon rejected the claim. She says the bill is solely centered around raising the standards of teaching in the education sector.
I don't see anything in this bill that amounts to a tax. And I have been through this bill multiple times. I piloted it through the Senate. I was a teacher before, and I would never be putting through a bill that would disadvantage any teacher. The bill is very clear. It is about professionalizing the profession of teaching. We're saying you can't just get up and say that you're a teacher. You have to be trained and you need to be licensed. And we all know in Jamaica, we've all said it, that one of the key problems plaguing our country is the outcomes of our children. And in order for us to fix that, we're going to have to increase our standards in relation to the teaching profession.
A planned protest at the JTA headquarters on Church Street in Kingston on Monday, in protest against the bill, did not materialize. Shaloy Smichael for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, JTA President Dr. Mark Smith says the protracted consultations is the reason some teachers are uninformed about the bill. The bill has been in the works for 20 years and is now being handled by a 6th Minister of Education over that period.
The truth is, it has had an incredibly long gestation period, as you rightly put it, over 2 decades. And you can imagine many teachers have come and gone. There's approximately 25,000 public teachers, just under. And so it is quite believable that there may be many who have not kept engaged with the process, and they may have just heard about, some of the contents of the bill. As you know, social media has a way of engaging people in activism, and so I suspect that this is part of what you would have heard in our meeting.
Dr. Mark Smith, JTA President. Opposition spokesman on agriculture Dr. Dayton Campbell is expressing concern over the government's policy on irrigation. He highlighted the Parnassus Agri-Park commissioned in Clarendon last week as an example of what he's describing as the government's failure to properly use the country's arable lands.
The opposition notes with concern that the recently opened Parnassus Agri-Park only brings about 400 hectares of land under irrigation, when Jamaica has over 120,000 hectares of arable land. Of the 1,950 hectares of land currently being used in agri-parks, only approximately 30% is under production, despite having the infrastructure in place. That is a clear sign of neglect by the JP-led administration, which has not prioritized agriculture, so much that they have been taking arable lands out of commission and using it for housing developments.
The Parnassus Agri-Park is a £17 million investment by the UK Caribbean Infrastructure Fund. 400 of the 700 acres at the facility are allotted specifically for small farmers. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness commissioned the irrigation system for the park last Wednesday. He says there's an urgent need to focus on local agriculture to combat inflation and improve food security. According to Dr. Campbell, the points now being made by the Prime Minister have long been raised by the opposition.
The irony of that very point now being echoed by the Prime Minister have long been raised by the opposition and dismissed by the Minister of Agriculture. For years, the opposition has been calling for investment in local food production as a strategy to reduce our import bill, lower inflation, and provide Jamaicans with more nutritious meals. Under the current JLP administration, Jamaica's reliance on food imports has worsened. The food import bill has ballooned from US $834 million in 2016 to US $1.44 billion, accounting for a 70% increase. This is not only due to inflation, but also a significant rise in the tonnage of food imported from 830 million kilograms to 1.4 billion kilograms.
Dr. Dayton Campbell, opposition spokesman on agriculture. A forensic scientist has suggested that 2 exhibits submitted for analysis in the Mario Dean case did not match the descriptions on the bags in which they were sealed. The scientist is assigned to the government's Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine. She is the Crown's 10th witness in the ongoing case against 3 police personnel charged in relation to the 2014 fatal beating of Mario Dean. The witness testified in the Westmoreland Circuit Court via video link on Monday. She recalled receiving 3 items labeled RE1 to 3 from the police on August 4 and 2 more on August 19, 2014. The items were labeled as a case of wounding with intent. According to the witness, RE1 contained a swab of what appeared to be blood samples collected from a drain pipe outside the cell block at Barnett Street Police Station. RE2 contained a swab of what appeared to be blood samples collected from the passageway of the cell block. And RE3 contained a pair of grey multicolored shorts for Adrian Morgan, one of the inmates who was in custody with Mario Dean. The other package contained a grey t-shirt, a grey merino, grey shorts, and a pair of red shorts belonging to another inmate, Damien Cargill, while another contained a white t-shirt, khaki shirt, and black jeans belonging to a third inmate, Marvin Orr. On Monday, the witness told the court that upon opening the package, it was realized on a closer examination that the shirt in question was beige in color. During cross-examination by defense lawyer Dalton Reed, who's representing one of the accused police women, the witness was quizzed about the grey multicolored shorts. The witness explained that while the police had written grey on the package, she saw a pair of multicolored shorts with grey. The 3 former inmates in question were charged in connection with the beating death of Dean. Morgan and Orr pleaded guilty to manslaughter and were sentenced to time served in custody, while Cargill was deemed unfit to plead. The 3 accused JCF members are Corporal Elaine Stewart, District Constables Marlon Grant, and Juliana Cleven. They are charged with manslaughter and misconduct in a public office. Meanwhile, a forensic officer with 25 years' experience also testified in court on Monday. The witness, the Crown's 11th, spoke about items she received for analysis from an investigator from the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, on September 15. The items were labelled distinctly. The witness said one package contained a swab of what appeared to be bloodstains from the scene of the crime. Another package contained a swab of stains resembling blood from a bedpost in cell number 4, and yet another package contained what resembled bloodstains from the cell walls. The Crown asked the witness if she would be able to identify the trousers if she saw them again, speaking of course to the trousers being worn by Mario Dean on the day he was placed into lockup. She replied in the affirmative. The Crown then requested that the witnesses be shown the package and its contents. However, due to challenges seeing the item clearly via video link, the witness was asked to complete her testimony on Tuesday. Overseas news now. Mark Carney's Liberal Party won Canada's federal election on Monday, capping a stunning turnaround in fortunes fueled by U.S. President Donald Trump's annexation threats and trade war. After polls closed, the Liberals were projected to win more of Parliament's 343 seats than the Conservatives. It wasn't immediately clear, though, if they would win an outright majority, at least 172, or would need to rely on one of these smaller parties to pass legislation. The Liberals looked headed for a crushing defeat until Trump started attacking Canada's economy and threatening its sovereignty, suggesting it should become the 51st U.S. state. His actions infuriated Canadians and stoked a surge in nationalism that helped the Liberals flip the election narrative and win a fourth straight term in power. In a victory speech before supporters in Ottawa, Carney stressed the importance of Canadian unity in the face of Washington's threats. He also said the mutually beneficial system Canada and the U.S. had shared since World War II had ended. That's the news.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:18.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Outaris, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5, or Lot C6, Drax Hall, St. Anne's Bay. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 22 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
New KFC saucy wings. Attention all wings lovers. KFC saucy wings with 2 new flavors. Saucy wings. Mango habanero and buffalo. Spicy. KFC we have saucy wings. Delicious. Spicy the best. So a new KFC saucy wings crush the rest. Nobody does wings like KFC. New saucy wings is for me.
New KFC saucy wings. Delicious, hot, and spicy wings tossed in savory mango habanero or buffalo sauce. Wings that will crunch the rest. New KFC saucy wings. It's finger licking good.
Every day, we use our feet to walk, run, and take us to amazing places. But your feet can do something even more amazing. A simple step can change a life. Join Guardian Group's Shine 5K Night Run, formerly the Keep It Alive 5K, and make us try to support the Noel Holmes Hospital, the Bustamante Hospital for Children, and Project Star. Saturday, May 10 in Kingston and Saturday, May 24 in Montego Bay. New name, but same epic vibe. Register today at run2shineja.com or runningeventsja.com and see you at Shine 2025.
Answers Mother's Day sale up to 70% off. Up to 70% off the best brands for mom. Answers Gifts at Home, Tropical Plaza, and Answers for Children, Tropical Plaza and Sovereign Center. Answers Mother's Day sale till May 17, 2025.
Time now for Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning again, George, and our listeners and all visitors. Yes, remember our visitors. We know the island is beautiful and continue to refer us. And may you have a great stay. And when you exit, tell them about Jamaica. Beautiful place. Anyway, the roadways are busy depending on where you are. What if you're in the, what do you call it, your Edison Flats area coming up towards Golden Avenue to get into the Papines? You're going to find Papines Square busy. Because there's traffic coming from Gordon Town Road, merging into that Papines Square area. So that area is busy. But there are gaps along Olo Road as they make you down. You're going to have a little bit at the intersection of Guards Boulevard and Olo Road. And again, it's really busy in the vicinity of Ligon and just in the vicinity of the embassy in both directions. Whether you're coming to Papine or you're leaving Papine going that way or, Hope Pastors or wherever. The intersection going further down, also busy. You'll also notice traffic coming up Hope Road to join with Olo Road, and from the Barbican Road and up towards Hope and Hope Road, Olo Road respectively. Going further down Olo Road, it's a steady stream of traffic. You merge with also traffic coming from Monroe Road, which is off Wellington Drive, and it goes further down past Stanton Terrace. And by the way, the lights at that intersection are working, so you have no problem. The top of Mountain View Avenue, Stevie Avenue, or even going down to Stanton Terrace, going across Ferry Avenue, and the stream goes all the way down. Now, what's happening along Mountain View coming up is also steady, but remember, the schools are in session now, so you're going to find Mountain View in the vicinity of Excelsior. A little bit busy there, but going further down, lower and upper Elton Road, from off Deanery, Marion Road, those areas are running steadily. At Camp Road, Camp and South Camp Road, there's a little build-up at that intersection. So it's going to be busy after this report, and many other areas will be congested with traffic. But just remember, be on your P's and Q's, and I tell you, motorists, you have to be alert. And remember, the maneuvers are so good, it helps you. Using your mirrors and your judgment, especially when you're overtaking, it makes a lot of difference. And as usual, we want to say, at Street Smart, your safety is our concern. George, it's over to you.
Thank you, my friend. Lord McLean there with Street Smarts 2. Up next, Front Page. Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. You're now tuned in to the Front Page. This morning we're heading to Trinidad and Tobago for the first half of the Front Page, focusing on the election results there. Voters in Trinidad and Tobago have removed the incumbent People's National Movement, PNM, from power, electing Kamla Persad-Bissessar of the United National Congress, UNC, as the new Prime Minister of the Tunalan Nation. The win marks a significant political resurgence for the 73-year-old who served as Prime Minister from 2010 to 2015 and remains the only woman to have held the post. Now, addressing jubilant supporters on Monday night, Persad-Bissessar vowed to fulfill her party's campaign promises.
Just before you go into the thing, just to tell the listeners that based on the preliminary results, the UNC won Chaguanas East, Chaguanas West, Couva North, Couva South, Kumoto, Manzanilla, Faizabad, La Brea, La Orqueta, Talparo, Mayaro, Morugo Tableland, Naparima, Oropouche East, Oropouche West, Point Fortin, Claxton Bay, Princestown, Siparia, St. Augustine, Aranjuez, St. Joseph, Tabaquite, Toco, Sangre Grande, Tunapuna, Barataria, San Juan, Caroni Central, Caroni East, and Naparima. Yeah, so the 26, so the composition of the parliament based on the preliminary results, 26 seats controlled by the UNC, 13 by the PNM, and the TPP, which is in Tobago, has the 2 seats over there. So it's 26, 13, 2. That's the composition of the parliament. 3 parties will be sitting in the parliament now in TNT.
What a very yellow map.
Very yellow.
Very yellow.
Very yellow.
Let's listen to a part of Persad-Bissessar's victory speech.
UNC family and friends, I am very happy to join with you here at our party's headquarters. I ask you to join with me to first of all let us say thanks and praise to Almighty God. When God says yes, nobody can say no. I want to thank our coalition partners joined with us for us to secure this victory. So can we give them a round of applause? United Coalition of Interests. And of course, I thank all of you, rank and file members of the UNC who have stood with me through thick and thin, through light and through darkness. You have carried me on a journey that was filled with love, with determination and resilience. I started off this campaign by saying, you will be the real heroes in this story. And I end this campaign saying the same, you are the real heroes in this story of Trinidad and Tobago. All of you, I cannot single out one or two or three. There have been so many thousands of you working in your zones, working in your sections. Today was really a great display of cooperation and of hard work where everyone stood in their zone and worked. Whether the seat was Superior, whether the seat was St. Joseph, whether it was Tunapuna, whichever seat it was, we had teams and teams of activists and people working every single seat. And so they did so well. All of you, thank you for showing up. Thank you for staying on the course and believing in our great party. Thank you, TNT. I say thank you for your support during this campaign. Thank you for your confidence for a better TNT. And for letting the world know that we, the people, have the real power in Trinidad and Tobago. We the people, you are the people, you are the government. Not the fake elites, not the financiers with all their money, but the real people of Trinbago who have toiled and kept faith that you deserve better. This victory is for the senior citizens to keep their pensions. This victory is for public servants to get their rightful salary increases. This victory is to reopen the Children's Hospital. This victory is to reopen Petrotrin. This victory is to once again give laptops to our children. This victory is to create over 50,000 jobs. And so, the victory is yours. Now that the UNC has won, everybody wins. We have fought a clean campaign. We have fought a campaign based on policies, plans, and programs. After years we spent listening to you and taking note of your wants, your needs, your hopes, and your desires. It is now that the real work starts. From day one, we'll be focused on delivering on our promises, working to make every citizen's life better, brighter, more prosperous. I give you the assurance tonight that no one will be left behind. No one will be left behind. Because when UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. We will walk into government together. You will now have a Prime Minister who cares. A Prime Minister who loves you. A Prime Minister who will fight so that we all win together. We will work for you. You are the real bosses, and we are here to serve. Serve the people. Serve the people. Serve the people. You have an elected people-centered government for the people, by the people, and with the people. So permit me again to say thank you. Thank you. Let us rejoice and celebrate this day in our history. This has been a tremendous blessing. And once again, I thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. We will be with you every step of the way over the next 5 years and beyond. And I want to say tonight, and beyond, I want to say tonight to all our candidates who gave everything that they did, every muscle, every sinew they strained and worked so hard. Give it up for all our candidates of the UNC. Give it up for the candidates of the coalition of interests. And I say, get ready to win. It is time to win. Because now that the UNC did win, everybody wins. I have told you before, I have always told you, you have had leaders before me. You will have leaders after me. But I know you will never, ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep each and every one of you. I thank
Kamla Prasad Bisesar, her second coming as Prime Minister. And, well, hasn't been sworn yet, but when she does so, she'll make more history at the helm of TNT. More after the break from the UNC's smashing performance on Monday.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:33.
Fix up with Fleetwood products for your home improvement, personal care, and aromatherapy needs. They have your well-being in mind. Available at retailers island-wide. The temperature by Fleetwood Jamaica is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 22 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Hiring is tough. You spend weeks, maybe months searching but still can't find the right fit. And even when you do, onboarding, payroll, and benefits become another headache. Stop wasting time. Let TalentBox Caribbean do the work at a fraction of the cost. From sourcing to interviewing, we do it all. Don't settle for the wrong hire. Schedule your strategy call today. Call 876-960-0066 or visit www.talentboxcaribbean.com. TalentBox Caribbean, connection made easy.
Are you ready for something mega?
Spend $6,500 or more before GCT, drop your entry in the box and you can win a 2025 Hyundai Tucson. It's the Mega Wheels Tour promotion, April 5th to September 28th. Second prize, a $50,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Third prize, a $30,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Brought to you by Hyundai, Redstone, Heineken, True Milk, Grace, Walker's Wood, Downing, CPJ Daiquiri, and Carryburst. Choose Concentrate. Only at Megamart. Locations island-wide. Megamart. Best value by far. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
Want to reduce your high electricity bills? Then Peak Energy has the solution for you. From grid tied to hybrid solar inverters with full lithium-ion battery pack. Installation and maintenance packages available. Visit us at Shop 1, 3 Mosquito Valley Road, Red Hill, St. Andrew. Call 876-279-8820 or 944-0668. Or email us at peakenergysolutionsja@gmail.com. Peak Energy for everything solar.
Celebrate mom with the Jamaica Observer's For Moms Mother's Day promotion. Win big for mom with a $50,000 cash prize, appliances, gift certificates, movie passes, and more. Just spend $6,000 or more with your multi-link card. Grab the Daily Observer, complete the entry form, and submit it with your receipt. 4 lucky moms will win. Enter by May 16th and make this Mother's Day unforgettable. See the Jamaica Observer for more details. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
Taking you back to the front page where we're talking about the result in Trinidad and Tobago, where the country's electorate, well, the voters went to the polls to select a new government. Recall that Keith Rowley resigned recently turned over the party to Stuart Young. Young called a snap election after serving only 4 weeks as Prime Minister. Well, when the dust settled on the election last evening, the UNC came out of the ruck with 26 seats. The PNM 13 seats. Of the 13 they won. They won, where's my list? Here's, there you go. They won Diego Martin Central. They won Diego Martin Northeast, Diego Martin West, Laventille East Morvant, Laventille West, Arouca, Lopino, Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, Port of Spain South, San Fernando East, St. Anne's East, Trin-City Maloney. Trin-City is very, very close to the Piarco International Airport, for those of you who know TNT, Mausica, Malabar, and Arima. And then they have had control of both seats on the island of Tobago for the last 25 years, the PNM, Keith Rowley's party. Well, again, when the dust settled and you watch the people emerging from the ruck, the PNM emerged from the ruck in Tobago with their hands empty. The TPP, the third party, they won both Tobago East and Tobago West. And that is the situation there. They control both of the Tobago seats. The PNM losing control of the Tobago seats for the first time in 25 years. The Daily Express in TNT is reporting that this is the third early election that a PNM Prime Minister has called, and as in every other case, the PNM lost. So, what did Keith Rowley say about proceedings last evening?
Any questions to any of the three of us? We will take a few questions now, and we will go off to our new status.
At this stage, what would you consider to be...
Speak loudly because you got a generator
At this stage, what would you consider to be the key factor or key factors that led to this particular result in this election?
Well, I think the population has chosen. One of the things that we have to be proud about is that in our system of governance, the management is chosen by the population. We went out there and competed for the position, and the population clearly, from Tobago to Point Fortin, the population has chosen the package of promises made by our political opponents. We can't argue with that. We put a package on the table.
Give me 7 minutes a day in the chair and I'll help you lose that beer belly. We start on March 17th. Here's the personal...
Put a direction on the table. We had a record behind us of the last 9.5 years. The population has chosen the package of promises. We said that we were a rejuvenated team offering, a new direction, a new chapter. The population chose those persons who they knew before, and on the basis of their past performance, they have been given the government again. We cannot argue with that. We are not going to argue with the electorate. As my grandmother has taught me, if good comes, it comes for all of us. And if bad comes, it comes for all of us. So while tonight at Balizé House there is no rejoicing as we expected to, we are not despondent. We have not been here for 70 years by holding our heads down. As Mandela said, the problem is, and the shame is, when you go down, not to get up. The PNM has demonstrated when we are down, we come back with a vengeance. And 2025 will be no different.
You think that the issue of how you...
Media members only.
Is this one of the questions?
Yeah, we have a question over here.
Okay.
That will be determined on Wednesday at Balizé House.
Dr. Rowley, is there anything, they say hindsight is 2020, is there anything you would have done differently? I mean, going as far back as your resignation to now, is there anything at all you think the party could have done differently?
At this stage, of course, if we've lost, we didn't do what the electorate wanted, or we didn't have what the electorate wanted. But that is the system. Those who are going into office, they're not going forever. They're going for a specific period of time. And we now have to reflect on what we have, who we are, what we offer, and get ready for the next outing.
Dr. Rowling, you resigned as Prime Minister, but as PMM political leader, do you take personal accountability for this election loss?
My party contested the election, the People's National Movement. I was leader of the party. I was involved, and the political leader is still the leader of the party. And if you want to put all the blame on my shoulder, we're not in the blaming business here. We are in the rebuilding business.
Do you think the way in which the issue of the change in Prime Ministership from yourself to Mr. Young in any way was a factor in terms of voters, especially members of your party today?
Well, if you looked at what happened in Tunapuna on Saturday, you would have seen the PLM membership in their thousands supporting the position. The electorate is not the PLM membership. The electorate is much larger than the PLM membership. The turnout has not been a very high one, but of course, there are issues. Each person who votes have a reason, and I don't think there are very many votes cast based on the fact that I resigned, because the resignation became history. We're looking forward. The PNM spoke about the future. The electorate was offered a package from the past, and we are now expecting that delivery starting from tomorrow.
Keith Rowley there, speaking at Balisia House, the headquarters of the People's National Movement. Well, the Express is reporting as well on some preliminary results concerning the marginal seats, and they say every marginal seat was lost by the PNM on Monday, Tana. Laura Keta Talparo went to the UNC's Philip Watts, who won a marginal seat. The polls show that it was marginal. Well, Watts won by 2,000 votes. It's a wipeout there. Faris Al-Rawi lost San Fernando West to the UNC's Dr. Michael Dolath. Tunapuna, you heard the Keith Rowley mentioned it now. Tunapuna is significant because it's a seat represented by the former police superintendent Roger Alexander. Now, for those of you who follow TNT social media, you'll know that for years, Roger Alexander and the colorful Ian Allain, I think the man there, he have some Jamaican in him because he behave like, he have a L.A. Lewis kind of behavior about him. So they've clashed repeatedly. So Roger Alexander, hugely controversial in TNT. Well, Alexander surprisingly resigned from the police force service and went into politics, went into the UNC. People felt he was on a hiding to nothing. Well, Tunapuna was won by Roger Alexander on Monday. Remember, we carried a story sometime last year, Tana, talking about the health minister, Terence Deyalsingh, who was robbed of his gold chain in his own constituency as he went to a shop in broad daylight. Well, he lost that seat, St. Joseph Aranjuez. Another high-profile casualty, a lady, Shamfa Kojo, she was the Minister of Sport. She also lost her seat. So, bloodbath for the PNM on Monday. And I don't know if Stuart Young is the man to pick up the pieces. You heard our correspondent yesterday from TNT say that if the PNM lost the election, she doubts highly that Young will be accepted as party leader, given that he presided over. Although it's unfair to him 4 weeks in, but there you go.
Yes.
Yeah? So what did Stuart Young have to say for himself? The man who is on record now as the shortest serving PM in TNT's history.
The answer is obviously a bit disappointed. We have put forward what I believe was a very good proposal to the population. As I said only this morning, I believe we ran a very good campaign and a good fight, and we had quite a robust plan for the future. But the population has spoken, the electorate has spoken tonight, and we look forward to tomorrow morning. And the PNM is a strong party. We don't get here after 70 years, and from tomorrow morning, that's it. We're back, we rebuild. We will encourage all the young people to come forth. We have our experienced leaders with us still, and I can tell you something, from tomorrow morning you will see a strong PNM back on the road, back servicing the population of Trinidad and Tobago. And I certainly look forward to playing a part in that and a leadership role in that.
Mr. Young, there's a perception that once governments change, that the next party that comes in is just a clean sweep and they just get rid of everything. Of the things that you would have accomplished during your time in Parliament, what do you think is the one thing that the UNC, if you have to tell them, whatever you do, don't touch that? What is the one thing you'll tell them not to touch?
The population will judge UNC. I don't think a lot of what we achieved, especially in the energy sector, and the population and those who've elected them today would see in the next few months, next couple of years, whether they are able to deliver it. but only time will tell.
Mr. Young, what do you have to say to your supporters here tonight who are leaving very disappointed?
Disappointment is part of life. Don't be despondent. You still have a young person, not only young in name, and a person continues to be more than willing, ready and able to continue fighting for Trinidad and Tobago. I have won my seat, so I will still be there in Parliament, and believe you me, Trinidad and Tobago, despite tonight, I will fight for Trinidad and Tobago, and this party will fight for Trinidad and Tobago. And we will hold the UNC and that coalition of self-interest to the coals, and that is the new job. And you could rest assured, with every living breath in my body, I will carry out that fight for Trinidad and Tobago and the party.
Fighting words from Stuart Young, in a word, pugnacious, yeah, from Young. And for those Jamaicans who may be wondering, yes, he is the brother of the CEO of NCB Capital Markets here in Jamaica, Angus Young. So Stuart Young, you heard him talk about changes in the energy sector, and he would, because he was energy minister for a very, very long time. So yeah, that's what's happened. That's the story. 26-13-2, the Tobago People's Party winning both Tobago seats to make it a third party in Parliament. And Kamla Prasad Biseswar at 73 set to be sworn in again as Prime Minister of TNT.
The Time, brought to you by Bird Shack Fried Chicken. Burrata. Buy a 3-piece hat-trick meal and get an extra piece free for a limited time only is
7:48.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 22 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
The kitchen isn't just a room. It's where life happens, where meals are made, stories are shared, and memories take shape. At Active Home Center, we help you design a kitchen that works for you. Stylish cabinets, top quality appliances, stunning countertops, sleek faucets, sinks, and cabinet pulls. Everything in one place. Sit with our experienced kitchen experts and bring your dream kitchen to life. Your dream kitchen starts here. Visit us in Kingston at 84 Constant Spring Road. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
Every day, we use our feet to walk, run, and take us to amazing places. But your feet can do something even more amazing. A simple step can change a life. Join Guardian Group's Shine 5K Night Run, formerly the Keep It Alive 5K, and make us try to support the Noel Holmes Hospital, the Bustamante Hospital for Children, and Project Star. Saturday, May 10 in Kingston and Saturday, May 24 in Montego Bay. New name, but same epic vibe. Register today at run2shineja.com or runningeventsja.com and see you at Shine 2025.
New KFC saucy wings. Attention all wings lovers. KFC saucy wings with 2 new flavors. Saucy wings. Mango habanero and buffalo. Hot, spicy. KFC we have saucy wings. Delicious, spicy the best. So a new KFC saucy wings crush the rest. Nobody does wings like KFC. New saucy wings is for me.
New KFC saucy wings. Delicious, hot, and spicy wings tossed in savory mango habanero or buffalo sauce. Wings that will crunch the rest. New KFC saucy wings. It's finger licking good.
Taxi drivers, are you ready to earn more? Join Amber on Time and keep 100% of your fares in the first month. No commission, no catch. Plus, in your second month, we'll install a free vehicle tracker to help keep you and your car safe. Stolen vehicle recovery and panic button response are also on us. And guess what? On May 3rd and 4th, come to 13 Haining Road. Snacks and drinks are on us. Come link up, ask questions, sign up on the spot, and level up with Amber on Time, Jamaica's taxi app built just for you.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, focusing on election results. We dealt with our neighbors, Trinidad and Tobago. Now, heading further, Canada. Canada had elections yesterday as well, and Mark Carney's Liberal Party won Canada's federal election, capping a stunning turnaround in fortunes fueled by U.S. President Donald Trump's annexation threats and trade war. After polls closed, the Liberals were projected to win more of Parliament's 343 seats than the Conservatives. It wasn't immediately clear, though, if they would win an outright majority, at least 172 that is, or would need to rely on one of the smaller parties to pass legislation. The Liberals looked headed for a crushing defeat until Trump started attacking Canada's economy and threatening its sovereignty, suggesting it should become the 51st U.S. state. Now, in his victory speech, Carney told supporters, President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. That will never, ever happen.
You know, I chose to enter politics because I felt we needed big changes in this country. But big changes guided by strong Canadian values. Values that I learned at the dinner table from my parents, Bob and Verley, and from my siblings. I appreciate this more in retrospect from my siblings. My siblings, Brenda, Sean, and Brian. Values that I learned on the ice from my coaches. Values that have been reinforced as I've met with Canadians across this great country. And those include three values that I want to highlight this evening. Humility. It's Canada after all. Ambition. It's Canada after all. And unity. It's Canada. I love you. Right back. Right back. These are good values. These are Canadian values. Values that I will do my best. I'm just getting worked up here. These are values that I will do my best to uphold every day as your Prime Minister. You betcha. Okay, well, you have to judge after this next section because I am going to begin with the value of humility and by admitting that I have much to be humble about. It's true. Over my long... that's not an applause line, it's just a statement of fact. Over my long career, I have made many mistakes, and I will make more. But I commit to admitting them openly, to correcting them quickly, and always learning from them. You know, humility underscores the importance of governing as a team in cabinet and in caucus, and working constructively with all parties across Parliament. Of working in partnership with the provinces and the territories, and with Indigenous peoples. And at this time, it underscores the value of bringing together labor, business, civil society, to advance the nation-building investments we need to transform our economy. Humility is also about recognizing that one of the responsibilities of government is to prepare for the worst, not hope for the best. As I've been warning for months, America wants our land, our resources, our water, our country. Never. But these are not idle threats. President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. That will never ever happen. But we also must recognize the reality that our world has fundamentally changed. There is also, for me, as I stand before you this evening, humility in recognizing that, well, many have chosen to place your trust in me, trust in the Liberal Party. Millions of our fellow citizens preferred a different outcome. And my message to every Canadian is this: no matter where you live, no matter what language you speak, no matter how you voted, I will always do my best to represent everyone who calls Canada home. You know, during this short campaign, I went to Saskatchewan and Alberta a couple of times, even though, you know, we're Liberals. It's tough. It's tough out there. I grew up there. But I went Because I intend to govern for all Canadians. So, as we come here after this most consequential election, let's put an end to the division and anger of the past. We are all Canadian, and my government will work for and with everyone. I began with humility, but Canadians are ambitious. And now, more than ever, it is a time for ambition. It is a time to be bold, to meet this crisis with overwhelming positive force of a united Canada. Because we are going to build, baby, build. And throughout, we're building now. We've gotten over that bit. Throughout our history, there have been turning points. Throughout our history, there have been turning points when the world's fortunes were in the balance. That was the case at the start of the Second World War, just as it was at the end of the Cold War. And each time, Canada chose to step up, to assert ourselves as a free, sovereign, and ambitious nation, to lead the path of democracy and freedom, and, because we are Canadian, to do so with compassion and generosity.
What a man. Mark Carney. Not so long ago, he was a central banker. Yeah. Came home in a crisis with the Liberal Party sinking under Justin Trudeau, who was weighed down by the weight of expectation and the realities of being in office. One thing's for sure, every individual who occupies a post of Prime Minister or President is going to have more bad days than good days in office. It's a fact. Yeah? You're going to have other days where things aren't so bad and those around you, your team, will make those seem to be the greatest days ever. But it's a fact of life. You're going to have way more bad days than good days. And the fact and the reality behind that is that people's expectations are so enormous. And I was trying to explain something to a room of people one day at another place down where we were having lunch, and the politics talk, and people say, "Oh, I'm in a business with politics, business with politicians, but they can't do what they want." And I say, "What?" And I'm saying, you know why a Prime Minister's life is hard? Because there are how many of us in the room? There are 13 of us here. Well, in politics, a Prime Minister has to do things so that each one of us believes that our best interest is being served regardless of how the other man's interest is being served. We're no business about nobody else's interest. My best interest comes first. And those in the room who don't believe their interests are being served, for that person, you're not doing a good job. Even if you're serving the interest of 11 out of the 14, but me among the 3 who's not being served, no, that means, and that's the reality. You have to do things, make everybody feel happy and satisfied all the time, at the same time. It's just that I don't know how people do it. Yeah, I don't know how people do it. Anyway, across Jamaica, wish him all the best, Mark Carney, and wish Miss Kamala all the best as well.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales. For a better choice in the electrical business.
The Coconut Industry Board is celebrating 80 years of serving Jamaica's coconut farmers. The Coconut Industry Board, seeding for the future. The time brought to you by the Coconut Industry Board is
8 o'clock.
Success, powered by learning. The temperature, brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 22 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
Time now for Across Jamaica. The Ministry of Health and Wellness and the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, are collaborating to observe Vaccination Week in the Americas. The observance from April 26 to May 3 coincides with World Immunization Week. The ministry says that this year's emphasis is on the human papillomavirus vaccines in alignment with the theme, Immunization for All is Humanly Possible. It says cervical cancer, which affects women globally as the fourth most common cancer, is almost exclusively caused by HPV. Data shows that in 2022, around 350,000 women died from cervical cancer and more than 600,000 new cases arose. UNICEF says the deaths are preventable. The agency says it is launching an HPV chatbot on its global YouReport platform to raise awareness of the virus and its vaccine. The launch is set for the HIV Adolescent Health Fair in Morant Bay on Wednesday. Farmers across the country are invited to Hope Gardens in St. Andrew for the Thank a Farmer Wellness Fair today, Tuesday, April 29. The fair is set to begin at 10 o'clock. The event is part of Farmers Month. Chief Executive Officer CEO of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, Darren Grant, says that the fair is designed to celebrate the work of farmers who he brands as food heroes. As part of that gratitude, Grant says the more than 700 farmers expected to attend will be able to access free health tests, including those for blood pressure and blood sugar, cholesterol, and nutrition. Heart NST Trust, which will be doing manicures, pedicures, facials, barbering, and massages, all free of cost to the farmers on location as well. Increased export earnings from hot pepper is among the projected outcomes from the soon-to-be-concluded Improving Phytosanitary Food Safety and Market Access Opportunities Along the Hot Pepper Value Chain in Jamaica project. The project seeks to increase compliance with production and export standards of Jamaica's hot pepper to the EU, the United Kingdom, Canada, and regional markets. The project, which commenced in May 2022, is scheduled to be completed July 31, 2025. It is being implemented by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and the government through Bureau of Standards Jamaica BSJ in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. Funding is provided through the Standards and Trade Development Facility. Parishes involved in the project are Clarendon, St. Anne, St. Mary, St. Elizabeth, and St. Catherine. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Tuesday morning.
Yo, my boss.
Yo.
Yo, my general.
Yeah.
Yo, my king.
Yeah.
The new BK Mega Stacker. Come for run everything. Choose your style. Double, triple, or quad stack. Juicy grilled beef. Plus crispy bacon, some stackerific sauce, and layers of melted cheese. So if you think you can angle it, stackify yourself today. Order the BK Mega Stacker and have it your way. The new BK Mega Stacker. Built for satisfaction. Limited time. Only at Burger King.
Is your business tax compliant? At Dodge & Global, we take the stress out of tax planning, ensuring you maximize deductions and minimize liabilities. From corporate tax to VAT compliance, we've got you covered. Call 876-929-3670 or 876-926-5210. Email us at info@dodgen.global. Visit us at dodgen.global. Dodge & Global, your tax experts.
A mother's journey of love shared from generation to generation. Give her the ultimate relaxation and escape to Adam and Eve Day Spa and Salon for a mommy-made new experience this Mother's Day, Sunday, May 11. Book now at www.adamandeve.dayspaja.com. Purchase gift certificates or call 876-754-6017. Get mom the perfect gift of love. This Mother's Day, let Team Adam and Eve take her on a spa journey. She deserves it.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. It's time for one of my favorite segments here on NTM, Fix Up with Fleetwood. And on Fix Up with Fleetwood this morning, we're featuring the Zimmy Essentials Hair Care line. Zimmy is, of course, a proudly Jamaican hair care brand developed with a deep understanding of Caribbean hair needs. Joining me, of course, is the operations and business manager for Fleetwood Jamaica, Tanya Hurd. Missed you last week, Tanya.
You missed me? Oh, but Gio was here, repping.
Yeah,
and
man.
He did a great job.
He did a fantastic job. But happy to have you back in the chair this morning talking about Zimmy. So first of all, Tanya, Zimmy, the name. Nobody's familiar with it. If they're not familiar with it, they're hearing about Zimmy for the first time. What does Zimmy mean? Why did you think of Zimmy? Why did Fleetwood think of Zimmy instead of another name?
Well, Zimmy is Jamaican to the core. It embodies the spirit of the culture, and it is in the mouth of everybody. And we say it without even recognizing that we're saying it. We're calling Zimmy every day when we say things like "you Zimmy." I mean,
that's all right.
Every single person that you can think of uses that phrase, and they're not even aware that you're doing it. And if you think about the you Zimmy, you realize that it's really saying, you see me, you understand me, you get me. And so for a brand to embody Zimmy, it's just basically saying, you see me, you see how beautiful I am, or you see my hair, or you see what's inside of me, what I'm effervescing, which is our true selves. So Zimmy wanted to just, in one word, encapsulate all of that. And I think we did that.
Yeah. So talk to us about the products now. Or first of all, talk to us about the history of Zimmy, where it's coming from and where it's at now.
Well, Zimmy is the child of our past experiences with Revlon. So as you may know, our customers may not know, we were the manufacturers for Revlon Cream of Nature brand in the Caribbean for many, many, many years. So a lot of persons may be familiar with the orange Cream of Nature bottle.
Yes.
That was manufactured right here by us. And they may also be familiar with this 2-in-1 bottle that's called Kissy. I think it was Kissy, and it was a 2-in-1. It's a very, very popular product with hairdressers, and that too was manufactured right here in Jamaica for Revlon by us. And so we eventually, everybody, when the manufacturing left Jamaica, we, with the expertise that we had, understood that customers wanted these products and that they were asking for these products. And so we put our Jamaicanness or Jamaican excellence on the products, and we came up with our own line. That's how Zimmy was birthed. And we upgraded everything because, anything that was, customers would give us their feedback. And so in listening to the customers' feedback, we were able to create or craft a line of products that's made for the tropics, made for our types of hair. And though it transitions and it crosses over into all the 3s and the 2s and the 4, all the different types of hair. You have it works beautifully for the 4C type of hair, which is predominant here in the Caribbean. So we're very proud of that.
So for our peeps out there who are in Radio Land, you want to hop on over to our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90FM Live, because Tanya has brought some of Zimmy's products with her today, and I want you to talk about the line of products that you have on display, Tanya.
So Zimmy has had many faces, and this is the newest, and we have filled out the line a lot more. So we decided when we were reimagining the packaging and how we were going to present the line that we wanted to segment them. So we wanted to make it abundantly clear what the purpose was intended for, because a lot of the times you go on the shelves, you see a myriad of products and you have to zoom in and read exactly what it is before you understand. And so we wanted customers to be able to just at a glance, at a look, understand that, okay, this is an essential product. What does that mean? It means this is what I need. All right. Everything else I may want, but this is what I need for good hair care. So this is where you would have your shampoos and your conditioners and your treatments, because this, we believe, is what is essential for your hair. So the products that we have in studio just show you the line of shampoos that we have. Included in the line is the purifying shampoo. And we have a purifying shampoo because we recognize that, you know, in this era where a lot of persons are doing the sulfate and parabens free, and we get that. And we have embraced that in our products, and our products are sulfates and parabens free, but they're moisturizing products. And so what may happen is that because it's designed to moisturize, it doesn't effectively clean. So if you continue to use a shampoo that is designed to moisturize, it cleans, you know, I'm not saying not clean, but it's designed to moisturize and it's designed to detangle. And so because it's designed to do that, it sometimes don't take off all the buildup. And we're talking about buildup from the gels and the oils and the creams that you use in your hair all the time. So when you're going for a shampoo, you want that kind of clean. And so that's the reason why we developed a purifying shampoo. And its purpose is to just lift all that gook and buildup off the strands of the hair so that the hair is now ready to receive a moisturizing shampoo.
Okay, so you have the purifying shampoo is different from the
moisturizing and the detangling, yes.
Moisturizing and detangling shampoo, okay, which is the one I have here. All right, so talk to us about the other aspects, the other products that you have with us today. So you spoke about the shampoo, the detangling shampoo, as well as
we have a moisturizing shampoo, which is, you know, persons who have color treated hair or persons who really want more moisture. We have one that does that.
Okay. So you have those two. And then I'm seeing one here that says, this product says Thermal Sheen 2-in-1 treatment. Talk to us about this one.
Okay, so for those of our customers who may not know, or those of our listeners who may not know, remember I mentioned the Kissy. This product nods to Kissy. So it is the daughter, the beautiful daughter of Kissy, in that it's a it's a keratin-rich treatment, one. So it's a 2-stage treatment. So it's a root to tip. So it does repair, any kind of repair work within the roots. Once you put it on, the roots of the hair gets nourished, and, you know, it repairs there, and it also strengthens the strands of the hair. So it's a 2-in-1. And it acts as a barrier against damage from heat. So if it is that, you know, the natural girl is, you know, we recommend that every now and then you blow the hair out and, you know, you clip it up because, you know, that's how you have your healthy edges. That is something that we recommend that you have. It's also perfect for a regular day treatment. You know, after every shampoo, it is recommended that you use the 2-in-1 treatment because it, as I say, it's very rich in keratin, so it strengthens the strands, and it's always something that we recommend that you have in your offering. But this is one of our newest products. This is the Nourishing treatment, and we recently blushed it. So it was originally clear with again 2 layers. One was milky at the top and the other one was clear at the bottom. So you would shake it to use it, so you get both layers. But we decided to blush it. I think it's more attractive too. And it has really, customers are giving us their feedback and they're loving the product. And we realized that, as a matter of fact, it was designed for lighter type hair, even natural girlies, relaxed girlies like myself. It's designed for a lighter type hair. So it still nourishes the roots and it also protects the tips, or the strands I should say, but it's for lighter type hair. So once you use this product and you finish your whole the routine, your hair is nice and light and bouncy, and, you know, the movement that you want in your hair, especially for the relaxed ladies, you get that movement, and it's really beautiful to see.
What about conditioners? You spoke of shampoos, Tanya, as well as the treatments, but what of conditioners?
Well, we have a regular conditioner, the moisture recovery conditioner that is now out, and we have a 32 ounce in all. So all of these shampoos and conditioners, they also have a 32 ounce. And
which is important for a lot of salons as well.
Right.
You buy the bigger bottle, it lasts a little bit longer.
We actually have the shampoo and the conditioner in gallon sizes too for those who are definitely purchasing for their salon. So you can come in and you can call us and we can get you the gallon sizes. But for the 32 ounce, you can find that on the shelf because we call that the family size, because persons who have large families would probably want to buy a 32 ounce to, you know, I heard somebody here, I think it was Michelle, saying that when she buy the 12 ounces, 2 twos, it's finished. She'd rather buy a 32 ounce. So we have persons like that. So
you want your product to stretch? Yeah, you might want to buy the bigger bottle. So across the line as well, Tanya, what's the feedback you've been getting? I know you mentioned the new product, people are liking it, but across the line?
Across the line, the feedback is good. Zimi has firmly established itself in the Jamaican landscape. I'm not saying there are persons who don't know it, and that's why we're here to ensure that more people know the Zimi and know the Zimi Essential line. But it has firmly established itself across Jamaica, and we're happy with that. We also want to mention the leave-in conditioner. This was also one of the new additions to the line when we decided to segment them out. And the leave-in conditioner is a creamy conditioner, leave-in, I should add. And the first feedback we got on this product was a friend of mine, or not a friend of mine, she works with our company, and she had a son, and she couldn't get near to his hair, she couldn't get next to his hair. And so when we gave her the leave-in conditioner and she started to use it, all of a sudden her son is sitting down and he's allowing his hair to be combed, and she was so amazed. She was
softens it.
It softens the hair, it detangles it on contact, and it leaves the hair nice and soft. And so she was able to comb his entire head of hair because she applied the leave-in conditioner. So it is an excellent product. And I would say too, I recently discovered that for the relaxed girlies like myself, it's good, especially when your hair is shorter, to tip a little bit of the leave-in conditioner before you do your sets and stuff for your edges, because it alleviates that crunch. You know, sometimes when we're small, when our hair is short and we are using the heat, it gets crunchy at the edges. I don't know why that happens, but this works wonders. I even use it for my edges to lay the hair down, and it works beautifully. So can you imagine laying your edges with conditioner? I mean,
yeah, well, there you go.
That works.
And where can we find your products?
Everywhere. So we're in the beauty supply stores across the island. We're in supermarkets. You will find us in supermarket shelves. I know we're in places like General Foods. We're in places like Progressives. We're in the Fantanas, all the Fantanas across the island. Most pharmacies would have it as well. And if it is that you're a customer and you're interested in carrying these products, please feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to send you a rep, and that rep will be able to, assist you in putting together an order.
And looking ahead now, Tanya, your goals for the future of Zimi?
The goals. Well, we are about to roll out another conditioner for the Zimi line. And later on in the year, we want to do a deep conditioner, one of those that you'll wash out after you apply heat and sit for a while with it, as a deep conditioner. Customers has been asking for that. It's either a deep conditioner or a mask, one of the two. But that probably will be for, the third quarter of the year. But this quarter, we will be coming out with another conditioner, the partner or the sister to the Moisture Rich. So the detangling has its own conditioner, but we have a moisture recovery. I think that's the moisture recovery you have there. The moisture recovery is going to have a conditioner of its own as well. So
okay,
look out for that.
Okay, so the moisture recover, that
moisture
one.
Recovery, yes.
Right. You can find it in the smallest. This is the smallest bottle.
That's a Moisture Rich, right?
Moisture, right. This is a Moisture Rich,
That's
but
the
you
one
also
that's
have
getting-
the moisture recovery in a small bottle too.
Yes.
Yes.
But that's the one that's going to get a conditioner, the moisture recovery.
Moisture recovery. So look out for that, listeners and viewers. That one is coming. And I'm sure Tanya will inform us about that so we can announce it to you guys. But Zimi products, you can find them in your supermarkets, in your pharmacies across the country. And the line has such a wide variety. And what I like about the variety as well is that it caters to so many different hair textures.
Yes,
in
transitioning
Jamaica
here as well. So whether you're Caucasian, whether you're type 1, 2, 3, 4, our products will work for you.
Any final words to our listeners or viewers, Tanya, about Zimi, or for hair salons out there who are seeking the bigger bottles of the Zimi product?
Well, guys, you can reach out to us. You can, if you don't already have a rep for yourselves, or if you're not in contact with somebody from the company, you can always give us a call, and our numbers are 946-0913 or 978-0174. You can also reach us on our Zimi website. We have a designated or dedicated website for Zimi. www.zimi.haircare.com. And you can also purchase that. You're allowed to purchase on the Zimmy website if you so desire. So,
just before you go, Tanya, I have a question. Katie Buller is asking, Tana, do they have a kids product? But it seems, based on your explanation, these work. They work for kids
beautifully. I won't say it's no tears, because a lot of times when customers ask for kids product, they're talking about things that doesn't cause them to tear up if it should go in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it's not. If that is a question, if that's what they mean, then no. However, in terms of is it mild enough or is it safe enough to use in a kid's hair, then that's yes.
Mm-hmm. And SH is asking if, based on the ingredients in Zimmy, if it helps to grow the hair.
We have had testimonies of that. I can't make a claim of that kind, but I have heard customers, we have the feedback that customers have healthier hair, that they love how their hair is now feeling and looking by using the Zimmy line. So,
okay. All right. Tanya Hurd speaking to us this morning about Zimmy Essentials Hair Care. Tanya, of course, is the Operations and Business Manager for Fleetwood Jamaica Limited. In this segment, Fix Up with Fleetwood. Going to take a break and come back with more.
Apply for your NHD refunds at nhd.gov.jm or via the NHD app. Do not click on any links offering to help you. The time by the NHD is
8:24.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy, it's all good inside, is
28 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, also 28 out west in Montego Bay, and in Mandeville, 24 degrees Celsius.
Looking for a gym that's got it all? Welcome to Express Fitness, where fitness meets convenience. With 24/7 access, you can work out whenever it suits you. And with island-wide locations, we're always close by anywhere and anytime. Love classes? We've got them. From aerobics to dance to spin, you name it, we've got it. Our certified trainers are here to take you on a journey. Call us at 888-FITNESS or visit our website at expressfitnessja.com. Express Fitness, your goal or mission.
Every day, we use our feet to walk, run, and take us to amazing places. But your feet can do something even more amazing. A simple step can change a life. Join Guardian Group's Shine 5K Night Run, formerly the Keep It Alive 5K, and make us try to support the Noel Holmes Hospital, the Bustamante Hospital for Children, and Project Star. Saturday, May 10 in Kingston and Saturday, May 24 in Montego Bay. New name, but same epic vibe. Register today at run2shineja.com or runningeventsja.com and see you at Shine 2025.
Data Protection Matters is brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust.
Welcome to Data Protection Matters, powered by Design Privacy. I'm your host, Chuko Emeka Cameron, and I'm excited to have you with us today. Before we dive into today's main topic, we're introducing a brand new feature that we believe you are going to find incredibly valuable, the Prayer News channel. For the past 6 years, the Design Privacy team and now the Open DPO community has discussed every week decisions handed down by supervisory authorities around the world. These conversations have helped privacy professionals develop a deeper understanding of how privacy laws are interpreted and applied, showing real-world examples of what organizations get right and what they get wrong. Now, we're bringing that insight directly to you. Each week, Priya will present a short case update in under 3 minutes, highlighting a recent decision, key takeaways, and practical lessons you can apply in your own work. If you want even more case updates, you can visit our Design Privacy YouTube channel where full discussions are posted. Now, let's listen to today's Prayer News channel update.
This WhatsApp group just cost a business $500. Imagine getting dropped into a random WhatsApp group with 200 strangers to be sold a New Year's dinner. Now imagine someone else getting fined for it. That just happened in Spain. A catering company thought it was just doing promo. Turns out they violated privacy law. The Spanish Data Protection Agency stepped in, and now they're paying the price. Here's what went down. Tara, Brasa y Mar, an event catering company in Spain, created a WhatsApp group to advertise a fancy 140 per head New Year's Eve bash. Sounds festive, right? The problem? They added people without asking, including one woman who wasn't having it. She found herself in a group of over 200 people she didn't know, all being pitched on a gala menu and cocktails. She demanded an explanation, left the group, and filed an official complaint. The Spanish Data Protection Agency launched an investigation. The evidence? Screenshots. No consent, no warning, just data exposure. Let's talk law. Under Article 6.1 of the GDPR, processing someone's personal data, like a phone number, requires a legal basis. Consent is one. Tara had none. The agency ruled this was an unlawful act, not just inappropriate, illegal. Even though the fine was small, just $500, the message is loud. You can't throw personal data into mass marketing without asking first. This was a clear-cut violation, and the company didn't even respond to the initial warning from authorities. Here's why this matters. That small action, adding a number to a group, exposed personal info to 200 strangers. And that's enough to trigger real-world legal consequences under EU law. Consent isn't just a checkbox. It's the line between smart marketing and a legal mess. Smash that, like if you care about digital privacy, and tell us in the comments if you've ever been added to a random group chat without permission. Quick tip before you go. If you're running a business and want to market responsibly, always get permission before using personal data. That's your 3-minute headline hit. For more cases where tech, law, and real life collide, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll keep you one step ahead.
Thanks, Priya, for that update. It's a powerful reminder that privacy laws aren't just theory. They are shaped every day by real decisions and real consequences. Now, let's turn our focus to today's main topic. The first in our 4-part series on registration particulars and why they are the critical first step for every data protection officer leading compliance. When a newly appointed data controller officer, or DPO, steps into an organization, there's often one critical task left incomplete. The organization has not submitted its registration particulars. Registration particulars are the official information that organizations must provide to the regulator. The information explaining how they collect, use, and manage personal data. If you are a newly appointed DPO, a privacy lead, or responsible for your organization's compliance with the Jamaican Data Protection Act, this is serious for you. Over the next 4 episodes, we'll explore different aspects of registration particulars, what they are, why they matter, how to complete them properly, and how they fit into your overall privacy program. Today, we're starting at the foundation, why registration particulars exist, and why they are much more than just an administrative formality. At first glance, registration might seem like a simple compliance task, a form to complete, another requirement to check off. But in truth, registration is far more important. It plays a crucial role in how Jamaica protects the constitutional privacy rights of its citizens. Understanding the legal roots of registration helps you, as a DPO, approach it with the right mindset, not as a task, but as a key strategic responsibility. In 2011, Jamaica updated its constitution by introducing the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms. This charter formally recognized several rights for Jamaican citizens, including the right to privacy. Initially, the right to privacy was broad and undefined. There was uncertainty about how it applied to personal data and technology. That changed in 2019 during the landmark case of Julian Robinson against the Attorney General of Jamaica. In this case, Jamaica's Constitutional Court ruled that informational privacy, the right of individuals to control their personal information, is protected under the Constitution. The court made it clear both government bodies and private organizations must respect individual data privacy rights. This decision laid the foundation for the Data Protection Act of 2020. The Data Protection Act is now the primary law governing how organizations collect, use, store, and protect personal data in Jamaica. Section 16 of the Act introduces the requirements for registration particulars. Under Section 16, Every organization that processes personal data must submit specific details to the Information Commissioner, including what types of data they collect, why they collect it, how they use it, and who they share it with. The purpose of registration is simple but vital: transparency. Registration shows the public and the regulator which organizations are handling personal data and whether they are doing it responsibly. It creates a public record. Citizens, customers, and employees can access this register to hold organizations accountable. Now, why does this matter so much for you as a DPO? Because registration is not just a technical requirement. It's your organization's first visible communication to Jamaica's constitutional principles. It builds your credibility with leadership. It lays a foundation for strong audits, risk assessments, and a resilient privacy program. Without registration particulars, your organization may have no lawful basis to process personal data. It may face regulatory penalties and fines. It risks reputational damage, and it may violate the constitutional rights of the Jamaican citizens. Submitting your registration particulars properly is not just about compliance, it's about leadership. If anyone tells you registration is just paperwork, you know better. It's a constitutional safeguard, it supports transparency, it underpins regulatory oversight, and it is a critical foundation for building a credible privacy program. We have seen firsthand what works. Before automating the process, we used a proven registration particulars template with all our clients, helping them comply and submit their information faster, more accurately, and with full confidence. Now, we are making it available to you. When you sign up for the webinar, you'll get the access to the same templates ready for use to immediately to simplify your process. Join us for our upcoming webinar, making compiling your registration particulars easy. Register today and take the first step toward completing your registration particulars with clarity and confidence. You can find full details and sign up on our website at www.designprivacy.io. Lead with clarity, lead with confidence, lead with purpose. Until Thursday, see you then.
Data Protection Matters was brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust.
Don't fall victim to deepfakes.
Watch out.
Protect yourself.
How are this
For
on my
more
TV?
information, visit broadcastingcommission.org or
Here ya,
scan
baby.
the QR code on screen.
Deepfake. No deepfake can't catch me.
Junior, you know say AI can make something will look and sound just like you? One day Junior get a voice note from her granny. Say the food done, the medication done, and she need money urgently.
Need money urgently. But Miss Pat no like ask people for things.
And as so comes Judy get suspicious.
So what she do?
She asks the neighbor fi go check pan her. Junior, the lady quite alright over there make her Sunday dinner.
So the voice note a deepfake.
Yes, my love. Come, your food ready.
Right now it look like we have to outsmart the AI. But wait, I really want dege dumpling here, give me.
Me I wonder if AI can make one deep fake dumpling for you.
To learn more about deepfakes, visit www.broadcastingcommission.org.
It's the Sugar Lifestyle's Grand Mother's Day Expo this Saturday, May 3 at the Jamaica Pegasus from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Sweet and Soothing Edition. Shop over 30 local businesses with handcrafted personal care products, tasty bites and beverages, home decor and accents, and lots more. Enjoy massages by Orville and family fun on the terrace. Giveaways and bingo at 2 to win a day pass for 2 at Grand Bahia. Come to Sugar Lifestyle's Mother's Day Expo at the Jamaica Pegasus this Saturday, May 3, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. All are welcome and it's free.
Horton's RX, the caring pharmacy, the Yes We Can pharmacy, the Yes It's in Stock pharmacy, the House Call Delivery pharmacy, the RX Pack mobile app pharmacy, the RX Plus digital wallet pharmacy, the 20% reward pharmacy, the easy to remember number pharmacy, 876-RX0RXRX, the easy access 24/7 pharmacy, Horton's RX, the convenient pharmacy, #wellness, #simply delivered.
A healthier you is brought to you by Express Fitness. Your goal or mission, Horton's Pharmacy, a family tradition of dispensing and caring for 100 years.
And Pharma Cold and Flu, distributed by Massey Distribution.
All right. Well, Jamaica and the wider Caribbean continue to face significant public health challenges from viral infectious diseases, particularly those that are mosquito-borne, including dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. These arboviruses pose seasonal threats, often leading to outbreaks that strain healthcare systems. In addition, emerging global viruses heighten the region's vulnerability due to high travel and trade volumes. Strengthened surveillance, public education, mosquito control efforts, and regional collaboration are critical to managing current threats and preparing for future viral outbreaks. For a discussion on the state of viral infectious diseases in Jamaica and the Caribbean and information about an upcoming Global Infectious Diseases Conference, I'm joined by Dean of the USF College of Public Health, Professor Sten Vermund, and Professor of Parasite Epidemiology and Director of the Mona Office for Research and Innovation, John Lindo. Good morning, professors.
Morning, sir. Good morning. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Professor Sten, let me start with you. What would you identify as the most pressing viral infectious diseases at play in Jamaica and the Caribbean?
Thank you for that question. We have many challenges in viral diseases, as everyone on the radio broadcast knows. Some of them are very well known to us, like the sexually transmitted viruses, HIV, human papillomavirus, herpes simplex virus. Some of them are vaccine preventable diseases, the most famous of which and the most dangerous of which perhaps is measles. Also, we have polio, many others. But the three that I think we'll be focusing on in the Global Virus Network regional meeting that Professor Lindo and his colleagues at UWI Mona campus are sponsoring on May 1st and 2nd are dengue, chikungunya, and oropouche. So dengue, I think, is the most familiar to your audience. We can talk about that in a moment. Chikungunya, named after a Tanzanian outbreak, and oropouche, named after a river in Trinidad. These are emerging viral diseases that we're worried are going to become more and more frequent if we do not get a handle on Aedes mosquito control.
Yeah, and from there, I can ask Professor Lindo this, because we have been dealing with these issues in this part of the world for quite some time now, and you'd feel that competencies would have been developed as skills are honed. So how has the region's response to dengue and chikungunya, just to take two, how have those evolved over the past, say, 10 to 15 years, Professor Lindo?
Thank you very much. I think one thing is that we have put more science into control of vectors. For example, there is a group at the university that is dedicated to identifying new vectors, looking at how competent they are at transmitting. And also, we have been considering new techniques for control of viruses. One of them, among the several that we have considered, is the release of sterile male mosquitoes. This is something that is going on at the Ministry of Health here in Jamaica in conjunction with the International Atomic Energy Agency, where they are sterilizing males, releasing them to the wild, and then when they mate with the wild females, they do not produce new progeny. So there are several new scientific approaches, and we are trying to integrate those more and more into our mosquito control programs that go beyond fogging. One of the things with fogging, which we see, and it is very obvious to us, it gets the adult mosquitoes not so effective at getting the larvae that will be and eggs which will be lying dormant in water.
Mm-hmm.
So the traditional message of keeping your stored water free from mosquitoes by keeping it covered and so on, looking for breeding sites, all those remain bread and butter approaches, but we're overlaying those with new scientific approaches.
Yeah, and so Professor Vermond, what role would you say climate change plays or has to play in the spread of mosquito-borne diseases in this part of the world, the Caribbean?
When the weather is warmer and you get more evaporation and more vapor in the air, mosquitoes are very, very happy creatures. They can live longer in those conditions than when it's cooler or drier. So there is little doubt among medical entomologists, the people who are the experts at mosquito and insect-borne diseases, that will have an expansion of the range so that parts, for example, the Gulf Coast of the United States are going to be at much higher risk than they have been in the past. And endemic areas, such as the islands of the Caribbean, are going to experience perhaps even more intense risk with happier, more vigorous mosquito populations that live longer and longer and have increased numbers of breeding sites.
Yeah.
But I will say that I believe that Jamaica has considerable expertise in mosquito control. I was very impressed when Karen Webster Kerr and Peter Figueroa and their colleagues tackled the malaria emergence in the early part of the century, when you had Haitian migrants escaping terrible conditions in their country coming to Jamaica and being received warmly. But it was reintroduced into Jamaica after more than 30 years, malaria-free. And you systematically squashed that malaria outbreak and were able to remove that threat from your country. So I'm hoping that kind of talent and skill set can be applied for dengue, chikungunya, and otopouche prevention.
Yeah. And so, Professor Lindo, this upcoming Global Virus Network Symposium, what more do you think the public should know at this time about this event?
Well, first thing, it's a gathering of global experts in virology. The Global Virus Network is a very unique organization in that it is, not tied to the governments, and it brings expertise from all over the world in many, many different disciplines, in epidemiology, control, in vaccine development, in understanding just how humans react to the viruses in terms of our immune responses and so on. So this is a really big deal for us here at the University of the West Indies, and also for the world. I don't know if Sten wants to say something in particular about otopouche, which is something that the Jamaican people should be aware of, and which we're going to spend some focus on. So I don't know if you maybe see.
Yes, Professor Vermond, is there anything for you to add on the otopouche virus?
Otopouche has been emerging in South America, Brazil, Panama, and elsewhere, it's a serious risk, I think, for the Caribbean because all of the same conditions that help it thrive in Brazil, Colombia, Panama exist in the Caribbean. So it's just a matter of travelers coming, perhaps incubating the virus, perhaps they haven't gotten sick yet, and the mosquitoes bite them and transmit it locally. So there is a concern. It's got similar symptoms to dengue and to chikungunya, with very high fevers and severe muscle and joint pains. It's a nasty virus. It can kill under certain circumstances. So we would like to keep it out of the country and keep its risk to a bare minimum. And in controlling dengue and chikungunya, the Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquitoes that breed in small containers peri-domestically around the house and around the neighborhood. So trash collection is important. People emptying standing water in their neighborhoods and in their homes, cleaning out the eaves to make sure that it doesn't collect standing water. All of that is amenable to community mobilization and neighborhood participation.
Hear you on that. Gentlemen, that's all the time I have, unfortunately. This 2025 Global Virus Network GVN Symposium. Professor Lindo, where can people find more information?
Just go to GVN, go GVN.org online, and you will get some information there on everything from registration to what's on the conference.
Hear you on that. Dean of the USF College of Public Health, Professor Sten Vermont, thank you very much. And Professor of Parasite Epidemiology and Director of the Mona Office for Research and Innovation, John Lindo. Thank you this morning, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Our pleasure.
Break time. Birthdays after this.
A Healthier You was brought to you by Express Fitness. Your goal or mission. Horton's Pharmacy, a family tradition of dispensing and caring for 100 years.
And Pharma Cold and Flu, distributed by Massey Distribution.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:49.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
Are those your eyes? Is that your smile? I've been looking at you forever, yet I never saw you before. Are these your hands holding mine? Now I wonder how I could have been so blind. And for the first time, I am looking in your eyes. For the first time, I'm seeing who you are. I can't believe how much I see when you're looking back at me. Now I understand what love is. Love is. For the first time. Oh yeah. Can this be real?
Big tune for the big segment.
Can this be true?
Witty.
Am I the person
It's that time of the morning when we tell some very special people happy birthday. Happy birthday greetings going out to our friends on Facebook. Carlene Foster, Nessa Lulu, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday as well to Zena Henry. It's your birthday, Zena. Happy birthday to you. Wishing for you a good one. Here's another birthday. Wishing my beautiful big sister, Lynette Williams of Bustamante Hospital for Children, a very happy and blessed birthday today. Praying God's continued blessings and favor on her life as she continues to live for and honor Him. Wishing her loads of love and blessings. Enjoy your special day. Greetings coming from your daughter Latoya Hutchinson there at NWC, your brother Garth, your nephew Matthew, your sister Danita, your brother-in-law Ringo, and the rest of the family. They're saying to you, we love and appreciate you, Lynette. So happy, happy birthday to you. Who else is on the birthday list? Happy birthday, this one says, to my bestie, Kaylee Simpson. Hey, Kaylee, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Love you so much, Pookie, from your crazy other half, Mary Armstrong. The besties. So happy, happy birthday to you. Hopping on over to the YouTube chat. Who is celebrating a birthday today from the YouTube chat? Do let us know if it is that you posted those birthdays earlier. Just drop them back so that we can wish those peeps a special one. Arlene Rose sending happy birthday blessings to her cousin Paulette Rowe in Accompong Town. Hey to you, Paulette. Happy, happy birthday to you, coming from your cousin Arlene Rowe.
For the first time, I'm seeing who you are. I can't believe how much I see when you're looking back at me. Now I understand why love is. For the first time. Such a long time ago, I had given up on finding this emotion ever again. But you're here with me now. Yes, I found you somehow, and I've never been so sure. For the first time, I am looking in your eyes. For the first
Some more birthdays. CJ Martinez sending happy birthday. He says to my friend Annabelle. Happy, happy birthday to you, Annabelle, coming from your friend CJ Martinez. And my friend Fayadeen Soebi sending belated birthday greetings to DJ's mommy. Is that what you're saying, Faya? DJ's mommy, she says loves you. So I hope I'm getting that one right. So happy, happy birthday to you as well.
how much I see when you're looking back at me. Now I understand why love is for the
Get you know Fire sending happy birthday greetings to DJ. Happy birthday to you. And Fire is saying mommy loves you. Mommy loves you very much. Happy birthday to you, DJ, from mommy. And Grace Bailey sending happy birthday greetings to her son, Roxroy Bailey, also known as Lala, is it? Coming
Lala.
from the Bailey's family. Grace says, love you, baby. So happy birthday to you, Roxroy Bailey, from your mom and your entire family.
For the first time, I am looking in your eyes. For the first time, I'm seeing who you are.
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
Tana. $10,000. Who sing this? Now look on the YouTube, you know.
Huh?
Don't watch your item, look on YouTube. You know. Watch it. You think easy. You take a look at Prips, man.
Jeremy, not help me, no
So
man.
King for help you.
know.
King for help you.
You must say where I share the 10 grand.
Better, easy yourself, no man. What wrong with you, man? Sure.
And you're not telling me.
As my brother, if
Bro, help me.
If King says something, the question is null and void. Not null and void, no, null and void. As my brother say.
You talk low number ears every day.
Oh my God.
And not tell me the things them.
God, buddy. God,
never
buddy.
hear
God, buddy. God,
My
buddy.
God.
God, buddy.
Could I make a 5 grand really easy? Bro.
God, buddy.
But my YouTubers were certainly helping me, but I couldn't look to the YouTube.
They be now watch your eye, man. Yeah, you take a look at Prips when I tell you. See ya? George, what you talking about?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
They're saying I cheated.
CJ Martinez have the PNP logo up, but him say Phil's Colin. That's that wrong. Phil's Colin. Never heard of that guy.
Close enough, yeah, CJ. Close enough. But that's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning. Thanks so much to our technical operator and the musical maestro Jermaine King, our super producer Michelle McCrae Smith, and our super editor Kimon Thompson. Up next, the Consumer Hour with Norgay Banton, and at 10, Cliff Hughes Online. I'm Tana.
And I am, what is my name again? Mr. Man from out today. The car place, man. Ming Jen Chen.
Yeah, Ming Jen
Chen. He's the man.
Good morning.
You've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
JIS Radio presents